He proved us wrong today. He absolutely proved us wrong. So if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We are looking for Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Guys, tap the screen. As soon as we get up to 8,000 likes, we will go ahead and open up the panel. I am going to go ahead and reset this daily gift goal. I'm going to keep resetting to these 1 cent gift goals. This is going to help push us out to the FYP and get more people in here, guys. I need you all to be active participants. I need you guys tapping the screen, sharing the live, doing all the wonderful things to let the TikTok know that you are in the building. If you are a friendly, go ahead and engage in it. Go ahead and engage in it. If you are a friendly, do all the wonderful things. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Listen, I am giving you the floor. If you are someone that believes in what Donald Trump is doing, if you're someone that's excited about what Donald Trump is doing, if you're someone that you voted for Donald Trump and you are standing 10 toes down, which we know there's not a lot of them, right? Like we understand the reason why Trump supporters are so far and few now is because they're in the middle of that FAFO equation. Literally, Trump supporters thought that, oh, we're going to be good. I'm going to vote for this guy who is a fascist, a sexist, a racist. Like he's been a horrible person, but at least he's not going to target me. And you know what he did? He targeted them, because not only is he a racist, a sexist, a fascist, but he's also a classist. He's also a classist. And most people that voted for Donald Trump, not only are they people that aren't that educated, but they tend to be lower earners. I'll just be nice and say it that way. So if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. IG, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I voted for Trump.
Awesome. Is it okay if I call you IG? I know you have like a whole username.
That's cool.
Okay, IG. IG, question for you. Do you know who I am? No? Okay, cool. Not a problem. Listen, let me give you a quick introduction to who I am and what this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in again. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We have IG up here. Juggernaut, are you a Trump supporter?
The goddamn Juggernaut. I am a Jill Stein supporter.
Okay, so you voted for Jill Stein?
I sure did.
Okay, that's what's up.
But I want to tell you my favorite Trump policy.
Yeah, I don't care.
I thought you were about to get up and start dancing, bro.
Yeah, hey, listen, that's a hell of an intro, right? Come on now. Come on now.
Start dancing.
Yeah, I hear you. P, question for you, right? Well, more so a statement. I think we both can agree that Donald Trump is a heck of a deal maker, right? One of the best deal making presidents in our time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying we agree, right?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. With that being said, we know that Donald Trump has made some amazing deals since getting back in office. And I'm just trying to figure out, which one is your favorite deal? Was it when he actually exchanged Medicaid for billionaire welfare? Was it when he actually sold out Ukraine for Russian loyalty? Is it the fact that he's traded the economy for tariffs? Is it U.S. pride for his ego? Or is it the Oval Office for $290 million? Which one of these actual deals do you like the most?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Ukraine, man.
Okay, let's talk about it. So you're fine with Donald Trump actively being harmful to our partners, and even more than that, right? We do understand that Trump said that he actually tried to cut a peace offering or a peace deal, right? Did you hear about that? It just happened this past week. They had a possible peace agreement, right?
A 30-day ceasefire.
Right, absolutely. What did Russia say about that?
they had requests that needed to be made.
Yeah, they rejected it. They rejected it. Why did they reject it?
They rejected it. When did they reject it?
The Kremlin came out and openly said no. They reject that.
Who didn't want to agree to their
Russia?
Their
Russia said that they can't agree to that peace agreement.
But why couldn't they?
Well, okay, let's see exactly why they said it. I know why they actually said it, but let's do this. I'm going to pull up their specific reasons. Can you tell me why Russia would have actually rejected that peace agreement?
Well, they had a bunch of requests, and I don't know if Ukraine wanted to go through with them all, but I don't even know if they rejected it. I haven't seen any news on that.
Yeah. No, you can actually, there's multiple sources that you can actually refer to. But I'm looking at this article here. This article is from Reuters that actually talks about the fact that they rejected it. Let's see here. They said they have a peace agreement in place. Vladimir Putin on Thursday, said Russia supports a U.S. proposal for a ceasefire, but that fighting could not be paused until a number of crucial conditions were clarified, right? And so with that being said, Putin has no interest in actually mapping out a ceasefire, even though they're quote unquote technically still working on a peace agreement. But again, do you know what something key happened recently that would cause Putin not want to actually accept a ceasefire? You want to guess what that was?
What were the conditions that Russia wanted? What are you reading?
They didn't spell out the specific conditions. They just said conditions.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Do you know what Russia did this past week?
They came to the table. And gave us
requests. They made actual headway as far as encroaching on Ukraine. Specifically, they are starting to advance, and actually they're doing more than they've actually been able to do recently. You know why that happened?
Oh yes, yeah, they've been doing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and this is more so new. That's why Putin has no interest in actually doing a ceasefire right now. At the very least, if he keeps pushing forward, then he'll be able to gain more land. And then when they do have to do a ceasefire, then either he'll be in better position with more land within Ukraine, or at the very, his hopes is he'll be able to conquer Ukraine before they actually have to concede and have a peace agreement. But do you know what happened that caused them to actually be able to make that type of headway?
You're going to say the decrease in funding.
Multiple things. More so the actual fact that the United States paused sharing intelligence with Ukraine. And that was a huge thing. As soon as the United States stopped sharing intelligence with Ukraine, they had a blind spot. It's just simple fact of the matter is, as soon as they stopped sharing intelligence with Ukraine, Russia was able to actually get off multiple attacks that Ukraine was not prepared for.
Yeah, because we're not funding them anymore.
Well, again, it's not about funding, it's about intelligence. The fact that we stopped sharing information with, which is insane.
Okay, so how should we end this war, in your opinion?
How should we end it? I mean, like, it's not a popular opinion for people on your side, but I would be more than happy to actually call the war if Russia actually gives back all of the land that they've taken from Ukraine, and also there's a peace agreement in place that with some type of military insurance if Russia decides to break it, because we do know that Russia has actually broke 25 peace agreements. And with that being said, there has to be some type of peacekeepers that are placed in I don't care if it's U.S. peacekeepers or European peacekeepers or something, but we need peacekeepers in that area after the actual ceasefire.
And if they don't give up the land, then what?
Well, I mean, that's not my say. So I'm just telling you that's what I would like to see in order to end the war.
So again, if they don't give up the land, do we just go to war with Russia?
Well, we're seeing for a fact that Russia doesn't have the capability to go to war with the U.S. Hold on one second. Michael, are you a Trump supporter?
No, not at all.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down, guys. Listen, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. Guys, YouTube, Twitch, what up? We are back. The sound should be working perfectly fine. I checked it. I know you guys can hear me. So if you're watching over on YouTube, if you're watching over on Twitch, I love you. Thank you for being here. I apologize. I'm glad that we were able to get through that. If you're here on TikTok, guys, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things, right? So we can get more people in here. Also, I'm going to reset this daily gift goal. If we can just knock that out a couple of times again, it'll help push us out to the live. Also, guys, Debbie's in the chat for Jody. Jody sent a $5 donation, says Alien Enemies Act has been invoked. Yeah, it absolutely has. The Aliens Enemy Act of 1758 has definitely been invoked, which I would love to get into that conversation with some Trump supporters. Because that is dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. But Debbie's in the chat for Jody for that $5 donation. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And if you are watching over on YouTube, like the stream, and you can also send a donation through Super Chat. And I will read that off. Javon, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second, P. Javon, hey, I know you probably heard us talking about like Ukraine and Russia and da. Let me just get your real-time reaction. What is your reaction to Donald Trump invoking the Aliens Enemy Act of 1758?
The ones where it targets certain gangs, Venezuelan gangs. I mean, I got no issue with it.
Well, so this is the thing. He's saying that he's going to use that to target certain gangs, but the bigger issue is that it allows them to actually do deportation of anyone that's, quote unquote, undocumented or, quote unquote, illegal or whatever. Like that. That's the point. So they can actually deport people, right? We understand that's what it's really about. So I guess with that being said, you don't think that's a slippery slope?
I mean, he did say he was going to do a lot of mass deportations in his campaign, and that's what people voted for. So if that is something he has to do, then invoke the. I never even heard of this 1758 Act until like last week. So
really, he's been talking about that for a while.
But I do know it is part of a mass deportation that needs to be done to get all the undocumented migrants.
Well, but you do understand that like it gives him the ability to go after U.S. citizens as well, right? It's not just about quote unquote undocumented immigrants, but anyone that could be suspicious. Like you can deport people, in which there's already been an issue with deporting U.S. citizens already. But if they have suspicion, then they can actually deport you.
So any U.S. citizen right now is in danger because of this?
No. Any U.S. citizen that is of a actual different background. So they're going to say, oh, this person is Hispanic, they must be from Mexico, I'm going to deport you, even if they were born here in the United States.
Well, if they have the documentation, then there's no reason for them to be deported.
You think Trump cares about documentation?
Yeah, he does.
You sure about that?
He doesn't care about the undocumented, the ones that
okay, cool.
Cross the border.
So what about specifically
Bro, am I just gonna sit here because we were having a debate? You just
completely
you're gonna sit here for a minute, P. So just hold tight. I was in the middle of a conversation with
TikTok and Twitch. Go for it. You can kick me.
Wait, I'm begging for money.
Yeah,
are you jealous that people send donations?
No, you wanted to have a debate, but all you
okay, but like, what is it? I mean, wait. First of all, I was talking to someone else. I was introducing another Trump supporter. But two, why are you so obsessed? Why are you so obsessed with me thanking people that send donations? That's weird. Stop pocket watching. I mean, if you were gonna actually say, if you're gonna say, oh, you're forgetting about me, which don't worry, sweetheart, I'm coming back to you. I'll smack you around in a second. But secondly. It's weird that you just targeted that as far as people donating money. Stop pocket watching. No one cares about your fee fees.
Stop plugging yourself, bro.
Stop what?
Plugging yourself 24/7.
Plugging myself? How am I plugging myself?
Yeah, you do.
How did I plug
Donate
myself?
here, donate this, live goal, all this shit. You're
Oh,
plugging.
yeah. No, for sure. Guys, listen, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana
don't
Speaks
want it to
24.
pay, you just
Santana
want
Speaks
money.
24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Everything is appreciated. And also, guys, don't forget, if you're watching from YouTube, you can actually send a super
You're
chat,
brave enough to
and
debate.
I will read that message out
Brave enough, let
over
me know.
from super chat. Anyway, like I was saying, so Javon, so the question more so goes back to, you said that you care about people that were actually documented and being deported, but what about the actual college student who was protesting what was happening as far as the the G side in Palestine, and he is a green card holder, and they're now deporting him. Like he's a legal citizen. He has documentation, but yet they're still actually getting him out of the country. You don't have a problem with that?
Maybe for more of the reasons of him, organizing this protest at Columbia. I mean, it was a pretty big issue back in like May, I believe, back in the spring, when all those protests are happening, especially in Columbia. Him being like the organizer of it, I'm sure he really disrupted a lot of activity down there.
Hey,
at
thank you for
Columbia.
the future encounter. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, this guy who was apparently documented, undocumented. I mean, he did cause a lot of disruptions using his little protests.
But protesting is enough to get you kicked out of the country.
Well, I mean, not like protest. I mean, it was damn near close to a riot almost. I mean,
it wasn't. Listen. You might not know who Brandy is, but Brandy once said almost doesn't count. Right? Almost doesn't count. And I mean, Donald Trump has actually incited a riot, but like literally these people are protesting a G side that's happening, and it's insane. Give me a second. Hey guys, W's in the chat for Kristen. Kristen sent a $5 donation for keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Maddie. I saw that, Maddie, the future encounter. You're freaking awesome. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Christopher, who sent a $5 donation saying just to piss P off. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with him. He's being weird. W's in the chat from Corey, who sent $1 to piss P off. I don't know what's happening, guys. Don't do that, because he's gonna get upset. And he ran. W's in the chat for Corey as well, who sent a $3 donation saying the audacity of you to actually promote yourself on your own platform. I know, Corey, it's wild. W's in the chat for Mermaid, who sent a $5 donation saying, tell Jim Bro to shut up, about his fifis. Yeah, no one cares about your fifis. Also, W's in the chat for John. John sent a $10 donation. John, you are freaking awesome, saying, go, buddy. Thank you, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted, anything's appreciated. Yeah, so I guess like you're good with that, Javon. I mean, the fact that Trump is sitting here like, oh, you can't protest, it's illegal, we're going to deport you. Like you're just good with the First Amendment right just meaning nothing anymore.
Oh, I mean, it goes deeper than that. It's not. I'm like, yeah, it's unfortunate for this guy that he's going to be deported. I'm not sure if he will or not. I mean,
Well, they're illegally holding him. I mean, they're holding him, saying, oh, it's because they have the ability to revoke his student visa, which one, they don't, but also two, he's not on a student visa, right? So like that's another issue. Like they're lying. This administration is openly lying to try to suppress people's voices, especially when you talk about the party of free speech targeting people's free speech. That's a problem, right?
Oh yeah, obviously anyone gets their First Amendment revoked. That's a big issue.
I agree. So you should actually be up in arms. You should be protesting with us, right?
No, I have no reason to protest on this guy from Columbia University.
Wait, so you don't care about the First Amendment right being infringed on?
Oh, I do, but when it comes, I mean, regardless of what happens to this guy, I mean, I feel like he won't get deported at all. He'll probably get released, and then they'll make a story about him.
Well, they're illegally holding him. Hold on one second. This hold on. That sound got wicked. To Mary, are you a Trump supporter? To Mary, are you a Trump supporter?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries, my friend. I'm gonna drop you down. Yeah, no, for sure. Also, W's in the chat for Maddie, who sent a $5 donation saying, I love the poorly educated. Mango Mussolini. He absolutely did say that. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, Maddie. And also, guys, W's in the chat for Greg. Greg sent a $5 donation saying, thank you. Keep pissing the MAGA cult off. Listen, Greg, I try one Trump supporter at a time. I try to do it. I really do. Really do. W's in the chat. Cash Out, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just like my whole thing is if you're going to stand for free speech, right, and you're going to stand for constitutional rights, shouldn't you stand for those things at all time? Or are you just good with not having the Constitution?
Oh, obviously, yeah. But like when it comes to like free speech, when you're blatantly disrupting a university, especially during like, preventing students from preparing for final. I mean, this is all the way back to the Columbia University protest. I mean, yeah, it was a protest you have every right to, but it was a mess.
Well, I was just about to say, aren't protests like disruptive? Isn't that the point of protesting?
Yes, but what did this protest literally accomplish?
Well, the actual reasoning behind it is just like reasoning for most protests. It's to actually to create awareness and also possibly drive change, right? I mean, do you agree with the G-side that's happening in Palestine?
I disagree with the G-side between Israel, Palestine, Gaza. I mean, it's like whatever started over there, like it should never happen. And
right.
Obviously,
well, and so with that being said, the United States, I mean, solely backing Israel, which we understand, and I'll give Trump supporters this. Yes, Joe Biden definitely actually the Biden administration backed Israel, which sucked. But the Trump administration has leaned into the support of Israel, and even more so, like I said, that they're going to occupy Gaza, which is, going to start a war. You get that as well, right?
Oh, yes. I don't really think that we should take over Gaza. I mean, I feel like we should, help the rebuilding efforts, but not just, kick people out. I mean, it's their home. So
I agree. I absolutely agree. But, Donald Trump doesn't, which is weird. You seem like a pretty reasonable guy, Javon, and I'm kind of struggling with you at the moment. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Because he knows how to, get both sides to agree on something. For example, a spending bill that both Republicans and Democrats agreed to want to get passed by the Senate, which happened.
You mean the CR?
The CR, the budgeting.
That's not the spending bill, but like we do understand that that actual funding to keep the government open, like that wasn't something that was popular at all. And yes, you did have 10 Senate Democrats that actually broke ranks and broke ranks and actually voted to pass that. But it pretty much ensured that almost every Democrat that did support that, they're going to end up getting primary. I mean, you have people like Chuck Schumer who came out, and not only did Chuck Schumer support this against the wishes of the majority of this party and not only the majority of the Democratic senators, but the majority of the Democratic Party in whole, and he still actually, quote unquote, supported this. And now people are calling for AOC to primary him, which I would love.
It goes against the base of the Democrats' narrative. Like the same reason why they all want the other Democrats that censured Al Green after the State of the Union address. Like anything that the Democrats go against their beliefs, or whatever, they're just gonna say, oh, we want them we want them primary and all that stuff. It's like,
I don't agree with that. I think more so what people had a problem with, right, is it's multiple things. One thing that people had a problem with is the actual cuts that were listed in that stopgap measure. Also, the actual additional power that's lended to the executive branch. But even more than that, the Democratic Party doesn't have power, right? They don't. I mean, like, keep it funky. The Democratic Party, the Democrats, they lost because they have been weak on when they are handed power. They don't actually do anything with. Listen, the one thing that I'll say is I in no way, shape, or form like what the Republicans do when they have power. But when the Republican Party has that hammer, they swing that hammer. This is something I said, like, and I've spoken with multiple Trump supporters. Donald Trump told us what he was going to do before he got in office. And for anyone being shocked about what he's doing right now, you weren't listening, because he said what he was going to do, and he's just doing what he said he was going to do. And he's going to do that whether it's by the power of the pen or whatever he has to do. When Democrats hold power, they make a bunch of promises, but they don't do anything because they're so worried about holding up like the norms, and they're worried about the next term and all this other stuff. Like, when Democrats get power, they worry about holding power for longer. When Republicans get power, they say, okay, we want to do these crazy things and we're going to do them. Mm-hmm. And so that's the problem.
You're right. And then in addition to, like, the averting this government shutdown, most Democrats would agree that having this government shutdown would put more power into Donald Trump. Even I'm not sure like how it would work, but I feel like that's honestly another reason why they want to pass that bill, because they don't, a government shutdown, it's a lose-lose for everybody. I mean, government, we call it, federal employees get furloughed. I mean, people don't work. It's a mess. Like, a government shutdown is probably the worst thing that could happen right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I hear you and I get it, right? And yes, that is a fear of a lot of people, that having someone or having a government shutdown, and then, Trump having more power, that's going to be like a bad thing. But like, the reasoning behind this, and this is information that's been passed along, but Chuck Schumer's reasoning behind, like, oh, let's vote for this, is that, well, if we vote for this in 6 months, Donald Trump is going to ruin everything so much more that by the time that they come back to negotiate, then we'll have more power. That was his logic. His logic was, give Trump what he wants today, and then when he comes back to us in 6 months, he's going to mess things up so much that we'll have power now, and then we can actually make demands. Oh, where did Javon go? Why did Javon run? What was that about? His phone died? Maybe. I don't know. Guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's get the shares up. Yeah, he just left. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. You can't toss him. You're not a mod. Stop it. Also, my mods don't just kick people. They know, I don't do that. Anyway, guys, let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's get the shares up as well. Let's get the shares up to 100 shares. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Guys, W's in the chat for Gardner. Gardner sent a $5 donation. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. You are absolutely too kind. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, W's in the chat for Jay Flamin for that subscription. You are awesome. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. It's been interesting. Trump supporters have been crashing out, and I understand why. Listen, guys, when you have nothing, you tend to crash out. When you have no substance, you tend to crash out because that's all that you have. You're on a kamikaze mission. So if there's a Trump supporter that's in the chat that's listening, and you feel like you can bring anything to this conversation, go ahead and request up. Because I know, like, we understand Donald Trump is one of the best deal-making presidents of our time. And I just want to know, what's your favorite deal? Right? What deal has Donald Trump made that makes you excited, that makes you happy? Because we know for a fact that Donald Trump is someone who is out here wheeling and dealing. And guys, he's been super impressive when he's, made a deal to actually cut Medicaid for billionaire welfare, right? He's also decided that he wanted to actually trade Ukraine for Russian loyalty. We know how much he loves Russia, how much he loves Putin. He made that deal. We also know for a fact that he made a deal to trade our economy for tariffs. Listen, guys, the stock market actually made some progress on Friday. Yes, the stock market actually made some progress on Friday, but not enough progress to actually offset the harm that happened all week, because for some reason, Donald Trump loves the word tariff. And not only does he love the word tariff, but he's lying about tariffs. And also he's told his press secretary to lie about tariff. Did anyone see when the press secretary came out and said that tariffs are a tax cut? She said that tariffs are a tax cut. And all that I could think is,
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
And at that point, I'm saying either you're lying or you're dumb. Right? Which one was it? Which one was it? But you know what I realized, guys? I realized that the reason why they say these types of things is because they know that Trump supporters, they don't fact check. They don't know anything. And when you tell them, you know, hey, a tariff is a tax cut, they're going like, yeah, more tariffs. I want my tariffs so we can cut taxes, because they don't understand things. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. He also has traded the U.S. pride for his ego. Everyone knows that Donald Trump, he puts himself above everything else. He puts himself above everything and above everyone, right? Thank you for the heart me. And that's why he was willing to trade United States pride for his own ego. What up, Ari? That's why he keeps going back and forth in these tariff trade wars, right? Like the fact that he called the USMCA a bad deal after negotiating the deal himself. That's what we call a idiot. Yeah, he's a idiot. Does anybody know what a idiot is? A idiot is a damn idiot, and Donald Trump is a idiot. Yeah. But his pride is way more important than actually doing anything that's going to benefit the United States of America. And last but not least, we do understand that he sold the Oval Office for $290 million. Yes, he sold the Oval Office. And anytime that Elon Musk has lost $100 billion in his net worth. And I know you people saying, oh, you know, he's still the richest man on earth and it's not a big deal. Guys, he lost $100 billion in his net worth. And to that, I just say, I don't think we've done enough. I saw somebody say, you know, everyone says that Elon Musk gets a lot of hate, but I don't think we're doing enough. I agree. We can do more. We could do more. Let's keep the pressure up. Let's stay on him. Elon Musk, yes, he bought the Oval Office. We know that. But we don't have to support him in any way, shape, or form. So whether it's Tesla, whether it's Starlink, Neuralink, whether it's X, Twitter's, like no one cares. All of them. Let's keep the pressure on Elon. And so with that being said, guys, Donald Trump has made all of these deals. Did anyone see Donald Trump with the actual car dealership ad in front of the White House? Insane. Insane. And then after that, Elon Musk donated another $100 million to Trump. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yep. Tesla. Guys, if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. We're only talking to Trump supporters. Only talking to Trump supporters. Lolo, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh no, I just joined, but I'm not a Trump supporter. But I just wanted to point out, you forgot.
I appreciate you so much, Lolo. Listen, we are only looking for Trump supporters, guys. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. We are only looking for Trump supporters. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. This is not late nights. This is Sparring. And so I am looking for Trump supporters. So please only request up if you are a Trump supporter. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. If you have a message, you can drop it in the chat. If I see it, I'll read it off, or maybe one of my mods will get to it. Or you can always send a donation. I'll read a message out like this. Guys, W's in the chat for Christopher, who sent a $5 donation saying, if a tariff is a tax cut, then I guess my disability has been cured. The delusion is wild. Listen. W's in the chat for Christopher. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, Christopher. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support live. Listen, you talking about delusion. Listen, the Nile isn't just a river in the U.S. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I just wish more Trump supporters would actually touch grass. I do. I absolutely think that they need to touch grass. Also, I feel like I have an understanding of why they are actually not necessarily. One of the hardest things for you to do is to admit that you're wrong, right? That's one of the hardest things to do, is to admit that you're wrong. And now Trump supporters have to admit that they're wrong, and they're not interested in it. They're not interested in it. And I get it. I get it. Who wants to admit that they made a horrible decision? Who wants to admit that they've doomed their country? Who wants to admit that they were duped? I don't know. I don't know, guys, but let's try this again, because we're not getting any Trump supporters in there. We're not getting any Trump supporters in here. I mean, they're watching, but they're not requesting up because they're chicken shit. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna hit another restart. We're gonna hit a restart. Let's see if we can get Trump supporters in here if we do one more restart. Guys, when we restart, when I get back in, I'm gonna reset the GIF as like these little 1 cent GIFs. If we can knock those out a couple of times and then keep tapping the screen. When everyone gets in, I need everyone like vigorously tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the shares up. Let's do all those things. And that will actually help get more Trump supporters in. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Grandmaster. Grandmaster sent 100 bits over on Twitch to say Trump enacted the War Powers Act today. Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. We talked about that earlier. Trump invokes wartime law to target Venezuelan gangs and speed up the deportation. His decision comes hours after the federal judge issued an urgent ruling temporarily blocking the removal of 5 Venezuelans. Yeah, I saw that, and it's interesting that they were able to actually get that. That they knew that it was coming, and they were able to get that filing done in court prior to the actual executive order coming out. So that was a great thing. But W's in the chat for Grandmaster RNG, who is over watching on Twitch. Guys, listen, give it a couple of moments. I am going to hit just a quick restart. If you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, I'm going to put you on some hold music, right? And we'll be right back. If you're watching on TikTok, go to my page, like my latest video, check out who we have on Brunch with My Creator tomorrow, and come right back. When we get back in, I need you guys tapping the screen, sharing the live, doing all the wonderful things to get people in here. We are going to actually go ahead and hit that restart.
making that clear. I don't want you to think I'm one of the ignorant people. It's a reason why I don't do it. So
Right. I mean, but like, what does you getting straight A's in school have to do with anything?
To let you know, I'm not one of the ignorant people that don't study, that don't read, that don't know what's going on in the economy. I just wanted to be clear with that. I ain't saying
Sure.
that.
So, okay, cool. Hold on. There we go. Fixed it. We should be good over on YouTube. We should be good over on Twitch, guys. We are good to go. The volume should be working. You guys should be good. We're good. We're good. So you said you got straight A's in school. Do you have a degree, or is it just straight A's in high school or elementary? Talk to me. You said you didn't need a degree.
I ain't graduated from college.
Did you graduate from high school?
Nope.
So you didn't graduate from high school.
I started making more money than the principals and teachers, family. I'm a good businessman.
You're a good businessman.
That's why
what type of business?
That's why I got stocks, crypto, land.
Wait, what type of business? What type of business?
I'm just explaining to you.
No. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me be more specific. Wait. Let me be more specific. You said you started making more money and therefore you dropped out of school. What business were you making money in high school that it was more prevalent for you or more beneficial for you to actually drop out of school and continue said business versus, staying in school?
The stock market.
You started trading stocks. Oh, your service sucks, friend. I can barely hear you.
Oh yeah.
You have red bars, so I can barely hear you. And for the most part, you were okay, but now I can't hear you.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Give it a moment. No, it's really bad. Give it a moment, guys. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. If you voted for Donald Trump, get in the box. We are looking for Trump supporters, only Trump supporters. Please do not request up. If you are not a Trump supporter, this is not late nights. This is sparring, and we are looking for Trump supporters. Is it Shailene? Is that how I say your name?
Shell, and I'm sorry,
Shell?
You just said Trump supporters, and I was just with the young man who said he didn't vote because I don't think voting works.
Okay, did you vote?
No, because I don't like that lesser or of the two evil crap that they try to throw at us. They're evil.
Okay, hold on. Are you registered to vote?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so you registered to vote and you decided not to vote. Have you voted ever in your life?
Oh yeah. I used to vote Democrat, but I had to get out of that because
cool. When was the last time you voted?
I voted for Obama.
Okay, so was it his first or second term?
I'm ashamed to say I voted for him twice.
Okay, so you voted for him both first and second term.
And I regretted it because I thought he was going to make a change. He didn't. He was just as bad as all of them. Once they go to Washington and they get there, they are different. They come in with great intention, but they don't do anything.
I hear you. Okay, hold on for a second because I need to go step by step with you here. So you voted twice for Barack Obama, and then I'm assuming that you didn't vote for Hillary or Trump.
No, Hillary is awful and Trump is worse. Well, I'm not gonna say worse. They're both bad. Hillary is just as bad as Trump. Just as bad.
Okay, so the last president you voted for was Barack Obama, and you actively since then have made a decision to actually not vote for anyone else.
Do you want to know why?
Hold on one second. Hey, Nutty, you hear this?
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
That is wild, right?
It's something.
You want to?
I got two of them. Up here saying this, Nutty.
But I'm just gonna listen because I'm curious to hear what else she has to say.
Usually I wouldn't even engage in this, but this guy, he caught my attention for a second, and I would have just pushed it, right? But he caught my attention and his signal started to crap out. And then she came up and she's like, oh no, but I'm the same way. And so now I got thoughts, but I'm going to keep hearing them out. I wanted to walk through this, but all right. Tell me your reason behind why.
Hey, Santana, before she begins, I don't see the microphone button on my screen. So if you can mute.
Yeah, no. All you got to do, if you tap your screen, then you can actually hit the mute button, but I'll get you. It's got to be a setting or something. Anyway, all right. So go ahead and tell us why overall, you didn't vote, and you haven't voted since Barack Obama.
Right. Well, because the main reason is you cannot vote out fascism, and both parties are fascist. They try to say that Republicans are fascist, Democrats are just as fascist. You can't vote out fascism.
Do you know what the 14 tenets of fascism is?
You need movements.
Do you know what the 14 tenets of fascism is?
You need movements, not elect, not.
I hear you, but do you know what the 14 tenets of fascism is?
Not specifically, no.
Okay, so if you don't know what the 14 tenets of fascism is, then how can you actually determine that both parties are fascist?
Well, both parties are, my philosophy is who funds you runs you. They both are funded by the same people, corporations.
I mean, I agree to that to a certain extent, but I would just say,
that's what it is.
I agree with you to a certain extent. But even more than that, I mean, I'm going back to you're using words that you don't really know what it is, and so that's a little bit harmful for you to say that both of them are fascists when you don't know the tenets of fascism.
That's my definition of fascism. When you're ran by.
But listen, see, this is a problem, right? This is absolutely a problem. You can't just make up definitions. You can't just say, well, this is what it means to me.
I'm not making up definitions, Santana.
You are. If you don't know what the 14 tenets of fascism is, and you're just
so I wasn't clear on the 14. So sue me for that. I don't know the 14.
But I mean, in order to know what fascism is, you have to be able to clearly identify it and define it. And if you can't clearly identify and define it, then why? Like anything could, like you could be fascist, right? Like I could say that you're a fascist if I don't know what the 14 tenets are. Like that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm a scholar. I'm
not even saying that, my friend. I'm just saying don't use words if you don't know what it really is. That's it.
Well, I do know what fascism is. I don't know the 14 tenets, but I know what fascism is. I do, and I don't like it. And I think both parties are.
So you're Antifa?
By their donors.
You're Antifa?
Is that anti-fascist? Because I thought Antifa was anti-fascist. Yes, I'm anti-fascist.
Okay, I just wanted to double check and make sure. So you said you know what fascism is, right? You don't know the 14 tenets, but you know what fascism is. Tell me, what's the definition of fascism?
What I thought fascism is that if you're ran by corporations like an oligarchy or dictatorship, I don't like that, and I think both of them do the same things.
That's not it.
They're ran by.
That's not it.
Okay, well, what is fascism?
Fascism is a far right authoritarian and ultra nationalism. Are you gonna let me tell you?
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Fascism is a far right authoritarian and ultra nationalism political ideal and movement characterized by dictatorial leaders and centralized autocrats, militarism, and forcible suppression of opponents. It's like I mean, I hear the things that you're saying, right? And I'm not saying
Santana. That's what Democrats are, and let me tell you how.
Okay, tell me how the Democrats are fascist.
When I look up the word fascism, you read it per dictionary. If you go to dictionary, that's what I've read, and I wasn't, and that's my understanding of it. Exactly what you read. When I go to the dictionary, I don't know if you went to a regular dictionary, but when I go to one, that's exactly what it is, and that's what Democrats and Republicans are. They're ran by the military. The military takes control and goes to war. For whatever reason, they can lie, say whatever. We're going to go to this country and start a war. That's what they did, even with the lie, what they did in Iraq. They said
that's not it. That's not it.
But wait a minute. But what you just read is what Democrats are.
No, it's not. Okay, so listen, this is what we're gonna do, because I need you to step back for a second and okay, you can.
You just read again. Read what you just
No,
read.
I'm gonna do something better than just reading a definition.
But that's what you just
No. I'm gonna do something better. Because again, I think it's actually understanding what fascism is, right?
What you read was that fascism, right?
Go ahead, Nutty.
What you read was fascism, right?
Go ahead, Nutty.
Can I just
sure
kind of walk through quickly the 14 tenets.
That's exactly what I was about to do. You got it, Nutty. Go ahead.
Well, he just read
So,
fascism.
hi, is it Shell? Hi, Shell. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Antifa?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Ma'am, Santana's correct. And if you would just indulge me for a second, I do want to just really quickly just, you know, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, but I want to dumb it down, okay? The 14 tenets of fascism. One of the first things, a tenet of fascism is nationalism, okay? Then the disdain for individual human rights. Identification
That's Democrats and Republicans.
Identification of enemies, you know, black or brown people, sort of thing.
Democrats and Republicans.
The supremacy of the military.
Democrats and Republicans.
Rampant sexism. Ma'am, if you can let me finish, I do want to engage with you for sure. Rampant sexism. Control or attempted control of mass media.
Democrats and Republicans.
Obsession with security, i.e., remember, walls, built the wall. Church and state commingled. And this one, I will give you this one. Protection of corporations. Yes, for sure. Democrats and Republicans.
Everything you named was Democrats and Republicans.
Okay, cool. Hold on, Nutty. So let's do this, Nutty. Hold on one second. Nutty, let's do this. Let's go back one at a time. And I usually say, oh, this is how we can actually speak to this thing with Donald Trump and why he meets all 14 tenets of fascism. Let's do this specifically for Shell. Or Shell. I'm sorry. Say your username for me one more time. Shell. Okay, perfect. Nutty's going to read off the 14 tenets of fascism one at a time. And you, just like you were saying, oh, that's Democrat. Cool. Give us a specific example of each one after Nutty reads it off for me, please.
I love that. So I'll start back at the beginning. Fanaticism or with nationalism.
Nationalism. I can't give you an example off the top of my head. I have to get back with you with that one. But give me another one, and by the time you go through the other ones, I'll go back to that one.
But what he's asking you to do is, when I name it, he's asking you to, because you say both Democrats.
I can't think of one.
Hold on, but wait, Shell. But you were so confident in saying that.
But give me another one, and then give me the next one, and by the time we go back to nationalism, I'll have probably three.
Sure, Shell. Sure. Disdain for individual human rights.
Okay. Well, what about what's going on right now in with the Palestinians?
Okay, be specific.
Okay, yes.
Well, they're giving them how much? Israel $25 billion a year, and knowing that they're committing a genocide, knowing that's
a
what
genocide. So who's funding?
Right.
Who's funding the? Who's funding Israel right now?
I just said America is giving them 25.
No, we're talking about the Democrats. We're talking about the Democrats.
Well, when they were in office, all the time they funded Israel. Obama funded Israel. Biden funded Israel.
Hey, Santana, can I just deviate just for a second?
Sure.
Shell, who according to the Constitution, who controls the purse?
The Congress controls
absolutely, man.
And the Congress consists of Republicans and Democrats, right?
But the yes, it does consist of both Democrats and Republicans. However, it's the party that's in control of Congress.
Right. And when they were in control, every time they're in control, we fund Israel, right? Both parties, every time, right?
Well, so that's American foreign policy.
Exactly. So that they don't care about life. What's going on in Congo right now? When
you say that, because one of the second tenet that I gave you was please hear me when I say this, a disdain for individual human rights.
Exactly. Palestinians.
Ma'am, no.
I want to take like a half a step back.
Ma'am, no.
Hold on. I want to take a half a step back. And I want to speak to something like super specific. super specific. From the last 32 years, right? The last 32 years, you talk about the funding. We do know that like Congress appropriates funds and it starts in the House, right? And so the actual appropriations.
Somebody in the people in the comments are really ridiculous. They're
Okay,
saying,
but you're up here. Wait, Shell, you're up here on the panel. Don't worry about the comments, my friend.
You're right, Santana. I really like this. I really like this. I like this. I like you, Santana.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So for the last 32 years, right? The last 32 years, out of the last 32 years, how many years do you think that the Democratic Party had control of the House?
Let me see. We had Obama twice, Clinton twice. So that's 16 years right there.
No. You're speaking to the president. I'm speaking to control of the House of Representatives.
Control of the House. I know. And every time they had control, like Obama had, when he won, then Republicans took over. Same thing with Clinton. When Clinton won, Republicans took over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm phrasing it like that, because I have to try to think in my head.
But that's not true.
32 years. Okay, so
out of the last 32 years,
check it out, Santana. When Obama won, he had the president. He won president. He had Congress and he had Senate. Right after that, he lost it. So
yeah, exactly.
Look that up. So
I have it right here. That's why I'm asking the question the way that listen. I'm sorry, I'm leading you. I'm just gonna give up the game. I'm leading you, right? Literally. So just to give you the answer, out of the last 32 years, the Republican Party, or let's say it this way, out of the last 32 years, the Democratic Party has held the House of Representatives for 9 years out of the last 32 years.
Okay, so Republicans had about 20 years. They're awful too.
Yeah, so the point that I'm trying to get back to is you're talking about the actual funding of Israel, and we understand that Congress controls the purse, and even more so, said funding starts in the House. Well, hey, the Republican Party has had the majority of the control of the House over these last 32 years. They're the ones that have initially actually supported this, and again, I'm not saying that the Democrats haven't supported Israel, because that's not what I'm saying. But what the bigger point that I'm trying to make, is the majority of the control comes directly from the Republican Party.
A fascist party, right? Well, and the other fascist party, when they did,
you got to stop using the word fascist, because you don't know what fascism is. That's the problem.
Guys just read it, and
you don't understand. You're throwing it around. You
understand it.
It's like, okay, cool.
Everything I said,
cool. Shell, what's happening right now is you're throwing around a word that you don't understand, and for some reason you've decided to actually keep using the word.
I may not have been able to read it off like you did, because I wasn't able to read it off right like you did, but I understand it. I've been around for a long time.
Cool. That's perfectly fine. Let's finish going through. Let's finish going through these 14 tenets of fascism, and I want you to give me the example of how the Democratic Party is fascist.
You want to pick up where? Yeah. So I'm gonna skip over this thing to him.
I'm gonna get my boyfriend in this too, so he can see, because he agrees with me on this.
I hear you.
The next one is,
wait, she's going to get a boyfriend, Nutty. W's in the chat for Rosalind. Rosalind sent a $3 donation saying she's speaking on things that she doesn't know about. Absolutely, we absolutely know that. I'm reading out. Listen, I'm reading out my donations. If you don't mind, please don't interrupt. W's in the chat for Rosalind for that $3 donation, saying she's speaking on things she doesn't know about. That's my entire point. Thank you so much for that $3 donation. W's in the chat for T Fizzy in the chat. Oh, thank you so much for the $20 donation, T Fizzy. I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for that $20 donation. Guys, W's in the chat for Ty. Ty sent a $1 donation saying I get to hang out with Jessica Simone in person tonight. Get jealous. Whatever. I'm not jealous. I don't care.
Hey, Santana. So you can cuss me out later for this, but can I have 20 seconds to go rogue for just 20 seconds?
Go ahead.
Okay, y'all. Listen, there are 753 people in the room. We only at 44K likes. Come on, y'all. Bump these likes up. Let's tap that screen like you flicking the bean. All right. Come on, tap that. Let's get up to a quick 100K. Listen, it is not easy running a live. And this is an educational live. You may not agree with Shell. You may agree with Shell, and that's fine. These are the kind of conversations that needs to be had. So continue to support this channel. Tap the screen, get him to his gifting goals. Continue to hit that Cash App, and let's just do the damn thing. Back over to you, brother.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Let's go ahead and run that up. Also, guys, Cash App, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. And if you are over on YouTube, you can actually donate through Super Chat, and I will read that message off. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for all the donations. I love you all. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Santana, with all due respect, don't say I don't know what fascism. I can read just like you can read.
I'm not saying you can't read. I'm saying you don't comprehend what fascism is, and you're throwing. Yes, I'm gonna keep saying that, Shell. Okay, cool. So we're gonna continue with this exercise of you going through the 14 tenets of fascism, and you're gonna clearly. Cool, that's perfectly fine. I want you guys to continue to define how the Democratic Party meets the 14 tenets of fascism in order to qualify them as a fascistic party. So, Nutty, the floor is yours.
Okay, so number 3, Shell, and boyfriend. What's his name, by the way? So I don't want to just call him boyfriend. What's his name?
Oh, you can call me Rome.
Ron?
Rome, like the city.
Rome. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on?
So, Rome and Shell. So the third point is identification of enemies, i.e. black or brown folks.
I was telling him that that's Democrats, because he asked me, do you know the 14 tenets of fascism? And everything he named, I said, that's Democrats and Republicans. You're naming Democrats and Republicans. So he said,
Democrats have been waging war on black cities for generations now, especially what they have done to black communities here.
Be specific. Be specific, Rome. You're talking in general. Be specific.
Well, the NAFTA deal is what kind of killed.
On the live, you're also on TikTok, so you have to use TikTok friendly language.
What was left of the Midwest, especially the black communities that was left here in disarray. Democrats also use fascist ways to crush strikes.
Hey, Mr. Rome, before you rattle off, do you understand what NAFTA was?
NAFTA deal was the deal that got rid of our factory, our factory and our plants, and many schools here in Detroit. The schools here in Detroit.
Oh, wait, so you're from Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Michigander as well, my friend.
Oh yeah, we are here.
Yeah, I'm from the west side of the state, so I'm from Kalamazoo. So how did NAFTA get rid of manufacturing?
NAFTA was the deal that had happened in Michigan that had sent manufacturing to Mexico, China, and there was another deal. But it was
okay. I don't want to lose sight of the 14 tenets of fascism, so I'll reserve my questions and comments on NAFTA later. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
There's many other. I'm sorry, I'm just coming from outside, but there's many other ways that you can say that Democrats use fascist tactics, especially when it comes to like foreign policy, when most of the nation don't want them in these doing these actions or engaging in imperialism.
You're saying a lot of things without giving any specific example, Rome, and that's the problem that I'm having. Also, just to kind of call BS on this whole point as far as NAFTA. No, NAFTA didn't actually. Yes, there were some actual negative impacts of NAFTA that affected certain actual manufacturing industries, right, including automobiles, the automobile industry. But overall, there were multiple bonuses of NAFTA. It didn't actually shut down the manufacturing industry, and overall, it was beneficial in multiple ways So I will give you that. Yes, it had a byproduct that impacted the manufacturing industry, but even more than that,
I'm from Detroit. All we had was
I
auto
hear you.
industry plants.
I hear you. I'm
I'm
I'm not debating whether or not the Midwest or they don't have anything, or I'm not debating that. I'm just telling you, like, it was, yes, it was a byproduct, but it wasn't the overwhelming.
The only thing that happened that was good was for the owners of those factories when they sold the manufacturing and got money from the people that was deserving of.
You do understand that there's multiple things that have more impact on the manufacturing industry versus NAFTA, like the fact that globalization, right? I mean, that was a huge impact on NAFTA. I am still talking. The host is actively speaking at this moment into his mic. The host is actively speaking into the mic. The point that I was trying to make is, I'm not saying that NAFTA didn't have some negative impact on the manufacturing industry within the US, but there were multiple factors outside of NAFTA that caused it, including globalization, right? The fact that other countries are able to produce similar products or the same products at a cheaper cost, right? And we understand why. We also understand, like, domestic politics, whether it's like regulations and things along those lines. But we also understand, like, innovation and the fact that more people drifted away from manufacturing jobs and started to go into other fields that was more lucrative. So yes, NAFTA did have an impact, but it wasn't the thing that crippled manufacturing here in the US. With that being said,
Santana, so can I just wrap this one last statement up?
Sure.
with NAFTA, because I don't want to move the goalposts from talking about fascism.
Mm-hmm.
So the North American Free Trade Agreement, number one, it was signed in '92, right? The whole point of NAFTA, it gradually eliminated most tariffs and other trade barriers on products and services passing between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So when you say that it had a net negative impact on the Midwest, that's just simply not factual. So, but back to fascism.
Shell, you're muted. You have to come off mute. You guys can come off mute now.
So the idea.
Wait 1 second, Nutty. I want to make sure they know how to unmute themselves. There you go.
Yeah, if that was the case, the factories here in Detroit would still be open, and people would have been able to co-opt the workplace instead of.
Do you understand what capitalism is? Do you understand what capitalism is? What happened in Detroit? What happened in Flint? What happened all over the Midwest? It was a result of capitalism. The fact is that we have absolute greed in this country, and whenever we see an opportunity to make more money and provide less service, guess what happens? It happens.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Justin, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
And you voted for Donald Trump?
I did.
Okay, perfect. This is what we're gonna do.
No, it's actually it's kind of coincidental because I had this exact discussion in a thread on Facebook with a friend, and we talked about this exact thing.
About fascism?
About fascism, yeah. And
okay, cool. I just want to be clear. Like, I didn't want to talk to either one of them. Like, they were not supposed to be up here because this is, Sparring with Santana debates with Trump supporters, and they didn't vote, but they caught my attention for half a second, and they continued to demonstrate what they know, which just took us down a rabbit hole. So I would actually like to get back to debates specifically targeting, Donald Trump policies, the state of the government. I mean, like, the simple fact of the matter is, sorry, Shell, if you're still listening, you don't know what fascism is, and so stop using words you don't know.
That is a problem too. That's kind of what I take issue with. Is a lot of people throw the word fascism, Nazi around. They don't
Schnazi.
have a clue.
Schnazi, you have to be careful with that word on TikTok.
So yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, if your live got hijacked and that's not the topic of conversation, and you wanted to talk about other things, that we don't have to talk about that. That's fine. I just found it interesting that was what was happening. I actually had like all 14 points. I went at this guy. I was like, yo, I have all 14 points. Here's each example one by one by one. And of course,
and that's exactly what we were trying to do with her. But she never heard of the 14 tenets of fascism. She couldn't clearly define fascism, like it was a whole thing. Anyway, the one, are you a Trump supporter?
I am. Yeah, I didn't. Are you talking to me, right?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, the one. Sorry.
No.
No, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. We are only talking to Trump supporters. We have Nutty up here. Nutty, I don't know if you're busy or what you want to do. If you want to hang out, you definitely can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute up whenever you call on me. I'm here. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, awesome. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna run through these donos real quick, guys. W's in the chat. Guys, W's in the chat for Greg. Greg sent a $5 donation saying maybe Shell needs to stop listening to her boyfriend. I could say something mean, but I'm not gonna say it. Greg. W's in the chat for Greg. W's in the chat for Maddie, who sent a $5 donation saying, Shell, take a breath, count to 10, and then let it out. She needed more than 10, my friend. W's in the chat for Malika, who sent a $3 donation. Nutty, please educate her on fascism. Nutty was taking her to school. Guys, thank you so much for those donations. Got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. Also, if you are on YouTube, you can definitely send a super chat and you can support that way, and I will read that out. We have Nutty here up on the panel, and Nutty, I don't see your pay links in the bio. Do you want to drop your pay links in the chat, and I can have my mods run those in a poll? So if people want to actually send you a donation, that we can get you taken care of. Nutty, are you there? Oh, there he is. Guys, there's Nutty's information. Can we get that running in? He put his Cash App in the chat. Can we get that running in the poll, please? All right, Justin, cool. Justin, we know that Donald Trump is a deal-making president, right?
I think he's, yeah, I would say so.
Awesome.
He's a pretty good first administration, dealing with the USMCA. Negotiating some trade deals with Japan, got things started with China, but we know he wasn't able to finish the final 4 phases of the 5-phase agreements with China. So
yeah, I agree. Like, Donald Trump has made a lot of deals over his life, but I'm just trying to understand, like, since he's gotten back into office, which deal is your favorite deal that he's made? Is it the deal that he made where he traded Medicaid for billionaire welfare? Was it the deal where he traded Ukraine for Russian loyalty? Or maybe it was when he traded the economy for tariffs, or the U.S. pride for his ego, or the Oval Office for $290 million. Which deal do you think was the best deal, Justin?
Well, those are all loaded questions. You're building the premise into each of them, so I won't fall for that trap. Right now, it seems like this administration, he's focusing less on deals, maybe with the exception of the tariff issue, but more on delivering campaign promises, especially with Doge and the fraud, waste, and abuse and the dismantling of the deep state. It's definitely seemed like he's learned from a couple of the mistakes that he's made, politically and strategically from his first administration.
None of those things are true, Justin.
On different
none of the things that you said were true. None of the things that you said were true. And yes, I will give you, though, you said the actual question was loaded. Yeah, it's absolutely a loaded question. And also, that doesn't mean that it's not true. So I guess with that being said, can you help me understand? You said a lot of things, but I want to actually dig into one thing. I actually enjoyed this one. How is he dismantling the deep state?
Well, it's a slow process right now, but you've seen he's fired a lot of people that were part of the deep state before. I mean, we have a new FBI director, we have a new CIA director, we have a new director of intelligence.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah. What's the deep state?
The deep state is, I guess you can call it, it's not really, I guess I would say it's a relationship between government organizations and non-government organizations. entrenched bureaucracy that survive administrations and survive presidencies and ultimately operate, without or beyond the authority of presidential administrations and sometimes even Congress itself. And we need to dismantle that. They have a lot of power.
Right. So I guess with that being said, right, and just an FYI, technically the definition of deep state is a influential members of the government, agency, or military believed to be involved in secret manipulation or control of government policies.
Sure.
So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but normally people classify deep state as a bunch of rich people that are pulling the strings of government to actually benefit them. But even taking that thought process that you have, right, and kind of spinning it forward and connecting it to something with what you said as far as like Doge, right, and what Doge is doing. Hey, Donald Trump has the richest man on earth, giving him unfettered access to the United States government and mechanisms that most people, even those quote unquote lifelong bureaucrats that you were speaking to, have never had access to. He's given him access to all of those things while being able to directly control the actual budget and employment of federal employees. So putting the richest man on earth and then stocking his cabinet with 18 billionaires while also acquiescing to Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, all these other super wealthy people. That kind of sounds like the deep state to me.
Well, it wouldn't be the deep state.
Why?
Because these people are brand new to the government.
Also, it's wait. So it's not the deep state because they're new. So when you get a different group of ultra wealthy people to run the government versus the old group of ultra wealthy people to run the government, that's why it doesn't meet the qualification, because it's a whole new group of ultra wealthy people running the government.
Well, the entire implication of the deep state is, like I said, it survives administrations, right? You get an administration that's in there for 4 years, maybe 8 years, right? But
okay, so you're saying the only reason that this is not the deep state yet. Okay, wait. So you're saying the reason that this isn't the deep state yet is because they haven't been deep state long enough yet. So they're still trying to get their deep state levels up. So in 12 years, then Elon will officially be the deep state, but right now he's just deep state in training. Nutty, Nutty, did you hear that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I heard him. I heard him. Someone's asking you to play the song. I don't know what that is, Santana, but
yeah, he hasn't earned it just yet. Just because no, we're good. We're not gonna. He has not earned that. Not yet. So, I think he just didn't make that connection.
No, he didn't. Justin, can you rewind a little bit, because what's interesting, I'm still stuck on the whole Doge thing, the separation of power things, the powers of the executive. Mm-hmm. How can you quantify anything that you're saying? And the first thing you brought up was Doge.
Well, it's like going back to the definition you said, right? Typically influential member of governments, agencies, or the military. Sorry, that was my wife. Good. She's playing a game. Believed to be involved in the secret manipulation or control of government policy. Doge is out in the open.
That's where I was going with it. Yes. I'm so glad that you said that, Justin.
Advertising everything, it is transparent.
Justin, I am so glad that you said it. So, right? Justin, the fact that Elon Musk is doing all of this in the open makes it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're good. Wait, you're good with the deep state as long as.
But this isn't the deep state.
Wait, hold on. No. Because I need you to hear this, Justin. You have to hear this. You are good with the deep state as long as the deep state is new and they're doing it in our face. You don't care what they're actually doing, but as long as they're actually doing those things, as long as you're actually doing those things in out in the open, and they're actually new, you're perfectly fine with them doing those things.
See, that is your definition. You're trying to put words into my mouth right
Well,
now.
no. I mean, like literally everything that you're saying is hitting that.
I stay quiet while you speak, and then every
That's
time I
because
try
I'm
to
the
speak,
host,
you
friend.
talk over me.
Well, Justin,
So
that's
maybe
because
you
I'm the
just don't
host.
like being proven wrong, is what it
You
sounds like.
wait, you're not proving me wrong, but go ahead and demonstrate what you know.
Because you just said involved in this secret manipulation that is a key factor of what the deep state is. So if they're not, if it's not done behind closed doors in the shadows, secretly manipulate, it automatically disqualifies from the deep state. But you're trying to use it as anything I don't like the government doing qualifies as the deep state, and that's not what it is.
Well, and so just to make sure I qualify, I said it's believed to be involved in secret manipulation. Not that it is secret manipulation, but it's believed. Do you?
Right,
I guess wait. So to meet that qualification, I mean, do you think that Elon Musk is telling us everything that he's doing? Because I believe that he has other nefarious intentions. So wouldn't that still qualify him as deep state?
What evidence or examples can you cite that he has other nefarious intentions?
Yeah, sure. The actual reasons, and again, I don't normally do this because this goes into conspiracy theories, but if we're going to play, I'm going to play the game, right? The fact that Elon Musk is solely the person that actually, quote unquote, supposed to check himself. He's supposed to report conflicts and then back himself away from said conflicts, which he has not done. And he is actually looking for waste, fraud, and abuse, while at the same time enriching himself, getting additional contracts, and gaining access to different payment systems and public records, while at the same time working on his own AI system, Gronk, which he could, hey, Justin, think about this for a second. If Elon Musk somehow had access to everyone's information that he could feed into this AI system that would actually give him a set data point that other AI systems don't have access to, do you think that could be a competitive advantage?
Say that one more time, please.
If Elon Musk was able to obtain information that gave him a data set that he could input into his new AI system, Gronk, that no other AI system has, do you think that would give him a competitive advantage? Click, 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 click. It's just a question.
I mean, it could, but it just depends on where he's getting his data set from.
What if he got his data set from the U.S. Treasury or the IRS? What if he got information including like different payments that the United States issues out, or everyone's social security numbers, or like direct access to everyone in the United States as far as, you know, their age and like all these other things that normal AI doesn't have access to?
Well, I mean, you understand that's not happening though, right?
Well, again, we're playing this conspiracy theory game, and I mean, technically, yes, Elon Musk has gotten access to everything that I just spoke to.
All right, but Elon Musk isn't X though. So just so we're clear,
wait, who's no,
Grok is X, and Elon.
But wait, so Elon, who owns X? Twitter. Who owns Twitter?
Elon owns X. But
I
X
hear
is a
you.
separate entity from Doge.
I hear you.
Doge is limited.
I hear you, but listen, again, Justin, I don't know if you're not tracking. But again, we were going down this whole thought process of quote unquote deep state. And then you hit it with the qualifier of secret manipulation, and you said he's not doing anything secret. And so then I started to talk about, well, you don't think that Elon's doing anything that's nefarious is behind the scenes? And you were like, well, what is he doing? And then that's when I ran you through this. So like
but it's a speculative fantasy.
It is. That's what theory is. That's what deep state is. You're the one that brought up the deep state.
Try and advertise to people like this whole thing's going down. Like you're trying to put that.
You are the one that brought up the deep state. I didn't bring up the deep state. You said that. The deep state is speculative.
It's not speculative. Are you kidding me?
It absolutely is.
It absolutely is not.
Okay.
I can give you a perfect example, right? I can actually give you two perfect examples.
Okay, cool. No. Hold on. Before you give that example, I want to give you a qualifier. When you give me this qualifier of the deep state, I would like for you to tell me what happened, how it actually meets the qualifications of the deep state, and then how was this actual issue exposed and verified while being taken care of. Go.
All right, so let's talk about the spies who lie. You remember the spies who lie?
No, educate us.
You don't remember the spies who lie? All right, so we're talking about the Hunter Biden laptop story now, and you had 51 CIA agents who wrote a letter and disseminated that to the mainstream media, knowing that the Hunter Biden laptop story was real, and they called it false. Backdoored, went to
the reason why. Wait, no. You got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop. You got to hold on, Justin. You got to stop. Justin. You got to stop. You got to stop.
Are you saying that that's not real? That never happened?
No, I'm saying the Hunter laptop story isn't real just for the simple fact of they can't actually substantiate the chain of custody. That's the problem. If they would have been able to actually had a verifiable chain of custody directly going from Hunter Biden to wherever, whoever had it at that time, instead of it actually going from hand to hand to hand, thank you for the glasses, then you would have more information. But no, they couldn't substantiate the chain of custody. So no.
So the chain of custody seems to be completely irrelevant because the whole point was
it's not irrelevant. No, it's not.
What? Yeah, because Hunter Biden took sensitive government information out of secure channels off of government property, just like, and that was exactly what Trump got raided for. If you remember, by the FBI, the only one of any of these people to get raided for.
Why?
This is what the Hillary Clinton.
Why, Justin?
Were about,
why?
About
Justin?
security.
Why? Justin? Why?
Why
did Donald Trump get raided for classified documents?
Because they were at Mar-a-Lago.
And why were they at Mar-a-Lago?
The same thing about what Hunter Biden.
Why were they at Mar-a-Lago?
No, hold up.
Why were they at Mar-a-Lago?
We're not pivoting here. We're not.
No. Because you're trying to use. No, you tried to use that as no, Justin. No, Justin. No, you tried to use. No, Justin. You tried to use what happened with Donald Trump and those classified documents to make a correlation between Hunter Biden's laptop and give it legitimacy, and it does not fly. I've already talked about the actual chain of custody. You said it's the same thing that happened to Trump. Okay, cool. Tell me the actual sequence of events that caused Donald Trump to be raided for those classified documents.
I don't know them specifically, unfortunately.
I do.
Go for it.
Sure.
So do I.
Nutty, you go ahead. You got it.
So Justin, do you realize the reason why Mar-a-Lago got raided was because I'm just going to dumb it down.
Please.
He lied. He lied. He lied and stated that he had given back all the documents that he had, and that was a lie. That was a lie. So therefore, because we know that the government gave him ample opportunity, I believe it was somewhat close to 200 days. It was over a year.
Yeah, it was over a year.
They gave him over a year to comply, Justin, and he lied. And so therefore, when the government is not getting the very thing that they're looking for, what is the next step, Justin? It's to get a search warrant, right? And the search warrant was executed. He was not raided. He was never raided. The search warrant was executed. And guess what they found, Justin?
The documents of Mar-a-Lago?
There you go, Justin. So
the ones that he said he didn't have.
He did exactly. So
let me go ahead, Nutty. I'm sorry. No. Go ahead, Nutty.
Let's go back.
No, you hold on for a second, Justin. Not you. Nutty, finish your point, and then I got one thing to say.
So my point was the two are not the same. Donald Trump was not raided. The search warrant was executed, and it was executed because of his own doing. I land right there.
All right. So
awesome. So with that being said, guys, W's in the chat for Phil. Phil sent a $3. Phil sent a $3 donation saying, so firing 5 IGs inspecting Elon's company with government contracts isn't a conflict of interest. Yeah, it is, Phil. Elon pushing Starlink and Tesla sole source awards while eliminating a company already with the contract isn't fraudulent. Yes, it is. Him influencing cost savings for his own companies isn't abuse. Yes, it is. W's in the chat for that, for Phil for that $3 donation. Phil, you are absolutely awesome, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that off as well. And guys, we got Nutty up here. Nutty's hanging out with me. That's Antifa. That's Nutty. Nutty is Antifa. Guys, let's make sure we're taking care of Nutty as well. One, make sure we're gifting him. Please. Let's make sure that we are gifting. We are gifting him while he's up on the panel. And even more so, we have Nutty's pay links running in the bio. Show Nutty some love. I would love to hear Nutty read out some thank you. So make sure that we're donating to Nutty as well. His pay link, his Cash App is in the poll in the bio. We're gonna keep running that. Show Nutty some love while he hangs out with us up here. Tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Get the likes up to 200,000 likes. Justin, you wanted to go ahead and go back?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I was gonna say that I was under the impression that they were a little more similar than they actually were. I fact checked,
and that's why I said it
between the Mar-a-Lago thing and the Hunter Biden thing. So I stand corrected on that. But still, I don't want to use this as a pivot from the original point, which was the.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you understood that didn't prop up your point. That was my point.
That's fair. Point conceded, absolutely. But I still want to go back to the deep state conversation, which we were talking about, which the Hunter Biden laptop controversy was a major issue during the Biden campaign. Major issue. And after the election was taking place and it was revealed that the Hunter Biden laptop scandal was in fact real, 1 out of 4 swing voters stated that they would have switched their vote had they known about this, which would have had major implications for the results of the election. Now, and you say, how is this proof of the deep state existing? One of many ways. Like I said, 51 CIA agents penned this fraudulent letter. They lied, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop scandal was fake and had, Russian disinformation and all that nonsense, when in fact they knew for a fact it was real.
So where can I wait, where can I verify? Where has this actually been verified that the quote unquote Hunter laptop story is real?
Like I said, just research the spies who lie. That's
no. I need you to give me a specific.
Ran that story back.
I need you to give me a specific source where I can actually where this has been verified, because again, and you're really getting away from the whole point that I made earlier, that I don't understand why we're still moving forward with this point of the conversation if you can't actually substantiate one critical thing, in which that one critical thing is the chain of custody with the laptop was so convoluted, it can't be verified. So if you can't verify the chain of custody, you can't verify when said sensitive information was quote unquote added or whatever, like how can you verify the story? So I need an actual source that gives us that verification, that gives credence to your conspiracy.
So you got June 25th, 2024, the House Judiciary Committee. June 19th.
Okay, wait. Hold on. You're just reading off dates. Tell me, give me the what am I looking at? Give me specifically what I'm looking up.
So if you search key terms spies who lie, just that will net you a ton of results. But New York Post covered this.
No, I want you to give me. I want you to wait. I want you to give me the Judiciary Committee that you were just referencing. Also, real quick, mods, can someone pin Nutty's Cash App in the poll again? But this time, can you put it as both options, and that way I can keep rerunning it. For some reason, it keeps ending it. So put both options and set it for like 5 minutes, and then that way we can keep running it. That way it'll stop doing what it's doing. All right. So give me the actual way to get to give me the actual way to get to the House committee that ruled on Hunter Biden's laptop.
So what I'm reading up, like I said, I'm Googling spies who lie, House Judiciary Committee.
Okay. Okay, so I found the House. They put out, let's see, Facebook's execs suppress Hunter Biden laptop scandal to cover up favor with the Biden-Harris administration bombshell report. Is that what you're referring to?
I'm reading.
So Santana, can I say this?
There's that one.
I already know Nutty, but go ahead. I was humoring him. Go ahead,
When
Nutty.
they falsely claimed Hunter
So,
Biden laptop was a Russian
hey,
fake
Justin,
is the headline I'm
Justin.
reading too.
Justin,
Yep.
you seem to be a somewhat educated gentleman, and
Appreciate
the fact that you're giving us an article that was exclusive of the New York Post, and that was then taken to YouTube, and then back to the New York Post. There is nothing that you can show us that has been vetted and found to be truthful from the New York Post. Come on, man. Come better than that. Please don't give me spies who lie. Please don't. Because I want to hear you out. And if I'm wrong, and I think I can speak for Santana, if we're wrong, I will 10 toes down and say, you know what? Hey, I didn't know that. You got me. Because here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna simp for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or any Democrat. Because why? I do not lay down for a person. It's either you believe in the Constitution or you don't. And the fact that you're up here and that you're pivoting and you're glitching out and saying, well, what about? Come on, man. Give us.
I mean, this isn't what about. You asked me specifically for an example of the deep state, and this is a perfect example of the deep state.
It's absolutely not.
Is. When 51 CIA agents backdoored
From the New York
an election
Post,
by
Justin.
taking a false piece of information to the mainstream media for mass publication to
Again,
sweat an election,
it's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. It's absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
is.
problem.
That absolutely is.
Justin, do you know what tabloid
If you have your
is?
own clandestine
Justin.
service, your own
Justin.
clandestine service going to the mainstream
Hey,
media
Justin, you're
to
spiraling, friend.
mass produce
Justin, you're
misinformation
spiraling.
to sway an election.
You're absolutely
that is the
spiraling.
definition of the deep
Hey,
state.
Justin,
And no
do
matter
you
how much you
understand-
say, yo, you're spiraling, that doesn't
Justin,
change the truth.
hold on. Okay, listen.
What about
Justin, again, Justin, what's happening right now is you're having
You can say it
just-
meltdown.
No. Just breathe for a second, Justin. Just breathe for a second. We're all speaking. We're all speaking. We'll go one at a time. Nutty is saying something specifically directly to you. Nutty, go ahead.
Yeah, Justin, do you understand what tabloid journalism is? Because you're giving us your example from tabloid journalism. You know, tabloid journalism is created to make you read the headlines. It is conspiracy. They're not true. That's why it's called tabloid journalism. You're giving us exclusively from the New York Post. The New York Post, sir, that's not evidence, and YouTube is not evidence. So can you give us something from like an AP? Can you give us something from Reuters or the BBC, credible news organization, where we can say, you know what, Justin, you're right, man, because I'm ready to say it. I just I just feel like I'm never going to say that with you. That's it. I'm done.
Justin, the floor is yours. You're muted right now, friend. Rattler, where's Rattler? I'm trying to load Rattler in, but did he leave before we could actually get him up here? Rattler, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. Rattler, I want you to request back up. Rattler said that I can't handle the truth. That's what Rattler said. Rattler, where are you? Get back up here, Rattler. Get back up here, Rattler. Get back in the box, Rattler. Get back up here, Rattler. We need to hear from Rattler. Justin, are you there? Justin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, Justin, were you listening to what Nutty said?
Yeah. Was I muted when I responded?
Yeah, you were absolutely muted. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
no
No, I
worries.
was saying he was talking about New York Post bouncing between, the source bouncing between the New York Post and YouTube, but I was like, my source that I cited was the House Judiciary Committee. If he wants other sources, I'm looking for him right now. Wall Street Journal has an editorial article from the editorial board, April 23rd, 2023, Joe Biden and the 51 spies of 2020, with a subheading, "We're now learning that his campaign helped gin up the disinformation about Hunter's laptop." That's on the Wall Street Journal. All right.
What's the actual article title?
That's it. Joe Biden and the 51 spies of 2020 from the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, hold on for a second, because I'm even willing to look at the editorial from the Wall Street Journal. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, while he's looking that up, Justin, do you? The reason I said that, do you understand that the House Judiciary Committee back in June of 2024, they absolutely took that from the New York Post, just like you did. So the fact that the House Judiciary Committee took tabloid journalism, they did the same thing that I'm telling you not to do, sir. So the House Judiciary Committee, in which the Republicans controlled, if this was true, don't you think they would have impeached Joe Biden? Joe Biden never got impeached, sir. In a House and a Senate that were itching to impeach the man. What say you?
No, I don't think they would have impeached him at all, because they're not going to want to impeach him, toss him out of office, and let Kamala Harris become president. They're just going to let that presidency run out in 2024 on the eve of the election.
Oh, you really
That'd be a
think
foolish
that they wanted to
political
spare,
play.
You really think they wanted to spare Joe Biden because they didn't want a black woman there? Gotcha.
I didn't say black woman. I said Kamala Harris.
Also, just the FYI, like this is behind a paywall, and I can't. It looks like they're recapping what the actual story is from the Wall Street Journal, not fact checking anything behind the actual story. But the article ends behind a paywall before I can actually get through it. So there's that. But from everything that I read, they were just giving an actual recap or an account of what the story is. You want to say anything about that?
You said you're behind a paywall. What do you want me to say about you being behind a paywall? I mean, there are plenty of other examples. If we've kind of exhausted this whole thing, like if we're not going to find any common ground on this particular issue about how the spies who lie is part of the deep state, like it doesn't seem like we're gaining any ground here. If we're just not going to agree, that's fine. I can come up with plenty of different examples of.
Okay, give me a good one then. I mean, because you started there, but I mean, again, nothing that you actually stated was able to be substantiated, and that's the problem. Like that's the problem. Like that's the big problem. Even looking specifically, because I've been searching for the spies that lie and more information on all of this other stuff. Like the simple fact of the matter is there's no concrete evidence that we have to go on to actually verify that this is a credible story, and this is anything that's been substantiated. And the only thing that I've been able to find, even from the House committee, it goes off of speculations. It goes off of speculation, and it goes off of people going back and forth and actually spreading information about what was or what wasn't. And like none of this has been actually verified. And it goes back to the point that I made at the beginning, which is the chain of custody was not kept for the laptop, so they can't actually verify anything, which is a problem. Are you looking up other examples of deep state to give us?
I'm looking up some more information for you guys about this issue.
How about you give me a better example? You said you have plenty of examples. Give me a better one.
Well, like I said before, the COINTELPRO is a perfect example. Operation Chaos.
Wait, hold on. One at a time.
COINTELPRO.
What's the deal with that? COINTELPRO?
COINTELPRO, yeah, or COINTELPRO.
COINTELPRO. What is that?
It's a shorthand for counterintelligence program that both the CIA and the FBI have conducted counterintelligence operations on American soil against American citizens. It started as early as like Vietnam protests and the Korean War protests, where they would send agents out, and disrupt the protests and act as militant figures in order to malign protests and malign the movement. It also had a hand, like I said earlier, in the MLK Jr. protests as well. If you don't know, in 1999, 6 CIA officers were convicted of the murder of the assassination.
Schmurder. Hey, TikTok friendly language.
Sorry. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of things. Black site torture programs, Operation Mockingbird, fake Cuban Twitter.
Yeah, listen, I mean, even with this, so cool. Like take a whole step back, because now you're just shotgunning, and I'm actually trying to verify this in real time, and this is wild. Like your conspiracy theories, they're just not adding up. But taking a look at COINTELPRO, right? I'm looking at the FBI website, right? And this is breaking down the actual scope of yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Hold on. I'm not doing this whole thing justice. And the reason why I'm having a hard time is because I'm not doing it justice. You're absolutely right. Okay. All right, there we go. So looking through COINTEL, right? It's speaking about in the 1950s and 1960s. There are a number of domestic groups such as the Triple K, including Triple K, Socialist Worker Party, the Black Panthers Party. COINTEL ended. COINTEL operations were ended in 1971, although limited in scope, about 0.2% of FBI workload over a 15-year period. COINTEL was later rightfully criticized by Congress and American people for abridging First Amendment rights and other. So this is just basically saying, like, it happened. It was a 15-year span in the 1950s and 1960s, and ended in 1971, and they infringed on First Amendment rights. So again, can you tell me how this actually substantiates the deep state?
Well, it's like we defined the deep state before. Influential members of government or government agencies or the military believed to be involved in the secret manipulation or control of government policy. And that absolutely fits that definition.
How? And even more so, right? If this happened for a span of about 15 years and it was actually ended in 1971 and it's 2025, how does this substantiate the deep state? Because this sounds like, again, to your point,
historically now.
To your point, though, I mean, yes, they use this as counterintelligence to actually break up, quote unquote, activists or activities of certain groups, and it included white hate groups, new leftists, Republican, Puerto Rican groups, black extremists. Like they targeted specific groups to actually break up those groups. But how?
And also anti-war activists, civil rights groups.
Yeah, I mean, like I see all the categories on the side. Yeah, you're cool. Again, this was over a 15-year span, and it was something that was ended in 71. So I'm still confused as far as how this substantiates the deep state.
Well, like I said, right now I'm talking in a historical context. I mean, like I said, I want to create.
But like you gave me, like, okay, so this is the two examples that you've given, right? Because like you went off on a whole thing, right? And the first example was the Hunter Biden's laptop, which again can't substantiate, whatever, can't verify, boom, whatever. I was like, okay, give me a better example. And your better example was COINTEL that occurred in the 50s and 60s and has been completely dismantled since 71. And that was the second best example that you had. When I'm specifically, I don't have enough tinfoil for this. Guys, W's in the chat for Phil. Phil sent a $1 donation saying, if Hunter has such apparent wrongdoing, why after 6 years of being investigated, he walked out with wrongfully purchase of Pew Pew. The Republicans stopped because they found nothing. That's exactly what it like. They couldn't find anything. That's why. Like it couldn't actually be verified. That's the problem. W's in the chat for Corey. Corey sent a $2 donation saying he's just reading a blog and citing that as a source. Like, yeah, he is, Corey. Like there's nothing that there's nothing that is going right with this conversation at all, guys. W's in the chat. Thank you for the cash out, guys. Cash out, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can donate through Super Chat, and I will read that off, guys. W's in the chat for Nutty. W's in the chat for Zeus. What up, Zeus?
What's going on, bro?
Zeus, did you bring your tinfoil?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure you were protected because Justin is taking us down a rabbit hole.
Oh, I'm listening. I don't know why he got Biden derangement syndrome.
He absolutely does. In real time, it's weird.
Yeah. So, Justin.
Yep.
Why are you so worried about Hunter Biden's laptop? We're all men out here, right? I mean, he wasn't doing anything besides having a good time. Don't you think we have bigger issues in this country to deal with?
I mean, I was asked a fair question and I answered it fairly. I don't have anything, say beyond that. You want to talk about like Biden derangement syndrome, blah blah blah. If I'm asked a fair question, I'm gonna answer it fairly.
You didn't though. That's the problem.
I did.
Yeah, I've been listening to this from the audience.
More and more examples. I can keep giving you more.
I mean, what is your
angle, though? We can talk about COVID-19.
What is your angle? Are you saying Biden?
Talk about COVID-19.
Hold on. Justin, wait. Justin, you're doing the thing again. Slow down, breathe. Also, please remember TikTok friendly language. C19, TikTok friendly language. I muted you because I need you to hear this. Please be mindful of the words that you're saying. You're starting to crash. Take a step back, breathe, unmute yourself, go. Justin, you're muted.
Oh, Justin, you're still muted, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a request to come off mute. There you go, Justin.
Appreciate Justin. You. Sorry, C19. That's I gotta learn a lot of this TikTok friendly language. I tell you what. Are there other ones I gotta be aware of?
Unalive, Pew Pew, Mustache Man, AB, just.
Which one's Mustache Man? Oh, that's Mustache
Shitler.
Man. I bet you, yeah. You said Pew Pew. I'm gonna write them down just so I don't mess up.
It's all good. Listen, we got Zeus up here. Have you ever met Zeus?
Me? No.
Yep.
Hi, Zeus.
Okay.
How you doing, dude?
I'm all right. Just here listening. I'm a fan of the show. I know the host. I know Nutty, and I know that these are very good people on TikTok. And what they're trying to do is to get you to, open up your eyes, so to speak. And I'm concerned, Justin. Justin,
I'm here.
What has Donald Trump done that he promised he would do since he's gotten into office?
Establish Doge, bring gas prices down.
Where
you didn't know those prices are actually lower under Biden, did you? So we can't give him points for that. And then the eggs. I just found out he's actually begging our allies if they could give us eggs. And there's a difference between, wholesale and retail prices. I live in California. There's no eggs at some of the stores I go to. So he hasn't done that. And then Doge, if anything, that's something he spun off of what Obama did, right? So it's like he's trying to do what the Democrats did at the end of the day. Have you noticed that about him?
So I want to go to the first thing. You said they were cheaper under Biden.
The gas was, yeah.
There's
it
only,
went up under Biden and then it dipped.
Retail gas price right now. I mean, that's Y charts. I'm guessing that's off of is that Yahoo? Maybe I can check a different source on Y charts over the past 5 years. There's only 1 point where it was lower than where it is now. Is $3.17 a gallon.
But what has Donald Trump done?
January 15th.
Excuse me,
Justin. When I said that, I was saying he hasn't passed any executive orders or policies that would authorize more drilling because, you know,
He did.
they're not drilling any more oil.
He opened up the Arctic land leases day one of his presidency that opened up the leasing for drilling of oil and natural gas, which is the same thing he did day one of his first presidency, which is the thing that Biden undid day one of his
When did
presidency.
he do that? Let's do this together, Justin. He did that, and immediately these oil companies started cranking out oil, or do they got to take time to actually tap into that and spend a few years being able to, you know, let that get to the market, right? So he hasn't done anything yet. And remember, the excuse is he just got into office.
Well, let's find out. I'll
Okay.
do that search right now.
Okay, what are you using, by the way?
I like to use I like to hop on OpenAI and let some of the AI doing the searching.
Oh, I can tell. That's why you're up here spouting out the nonsense that you are, because you're using OpenAI instead of actually verifying anything. Listen, when you do that, make sure you ask OpenAI to actually give you the link to the actual sites so you can read it and verify it yourself.
Thank you.
And also
try closed AI, because
we were talking about the articles earlier. I was actually on Google. That's why I said if you Google these keywords, you'll find what I'm looking at.
I mean, you use OpenAI and it gave you general information, and then that's why you start reading the general information. I get it.
Already typed out. There's stuff
get
that
it.
I have online. Like I have these conversations quite a bit, and I don't have the memory that I used to. So I actually do have to write stuff down myself.
But let's just do it like we do out in the real world, where we don't have computers. Like, I want to get like back to that.
But before he does that, Zeus, I do want to call out, because he said that there were no points under the Biden administration that gas prices were lower than where they were or where they are right now, and that's actually false. You did say that.
No, I said the last one was a year ago, 317. Then you got to go back to.
But that means Biden had lower gas prices than Trump, right?
So,
according to your AI,
I mean, but hold on. So I'll give this to you, like, literally, it's right here. I mean, there's multiple points. I mean, if you're talking about in January of 2024, it was 317. I'm sorry, 319. And then you can also take a look at November of 2024. It was 317. December, it was 313. Like January, before Trump took over, it was 319, and now it's 324. I mean, like, what are we talking about? There's multiple points.
I'm not seeing 324.
What are you using? Because I'm
at 319, but where I'm at on the
Wait,
East
what
Coast,
are you
a lot
using?
of places are under $3.
What are you
I guess
using?
they're going by national averages.
What are you using?
Like I said, the first one I clicked on was Y charts, but I wanted to look at it.
Yeah, I'm using the U.S. Energy Information Administration.
Okay.
So I trust Santana's more than yours. But at the end of the day, Joe Biden had lower gas prices than Donald Trump, Justin. And this is according to Santana and your open AI, right? Justin.
And
Justin.
I feel like the other thing that's really important to say is that through all the fluctuations, Biden came into office with gas prices, let's see, at $2.47 a gallon.
Justin.
They skyrocketed to $5.10 as a national average, and then we had to bring them down all the way. Like in a month, 2 months, Trump has already dropped the
Hey,
dollar per barrel cost by $10 a barrel.
Wait. What was the average when Trump walked into office from Obama?
Since you want to play that game, Justin, every game you create,
I don't have a 10 here.
I have it. I absolutely have it. When he walked into office, it was $2.58. I'm sorry, $2.45 a gallon.
Wow.
$2.45 a gallon. Also, listen, you like to talk about gas prices, and Zeus is, I'm sorry, Justin, Zeus kind of set you up for this one. Hey, Justin, what happened to cause gas prices to go so high?
It's a combination of things, really.
It was. What was that combination?
Ending the Arctic land lease was one of them, but the other one is also the war in Russia and Ukraine, which has scooped up quite a bit of the global supply.
Mm-hmm. No.
I mean,
So-
those are contributing factors. Absolutely. Just saying.
What's
no
the
doesn't make it
what's the
not true. They're
OPEC plus
contributing
what's the
factors.
OPEC plus deal?
Say that again.
What's the OPEC plus deal? Go ahead and type it in OpenAI.
OPEC. Give me that one more time.
Sure, OPEC plus deal.
Hey,
You said
Santana,
plus
you're wrong.
deal.
Santana, you're wrong for that.
I mean, like, you know, I'm debating AI. Like, we're debating AI. Go ahead and get a robot up here. We're debating AI. Yes. OPEC
You're
plus
wrong for
deal.
that, Santana.
Lord have mercy.
Right, Zeus?
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, he going in. I mean, all he has to do is just say, "You're right. Trump didn't do anything," and we can move on.
Well,
to the
no,
next
because
topic.
that's not true. Trump did a lot. It was just all bad.
Right. Compared to Biden,
it was just bad.
And Justin, the quicker you come to
That's
this realization, we can
crazy to
move
say.
on.
Like, if it's all bad, how could you?
I'm
possibly say
with
that when-
speaking specifically to oil. Yeah, like, so, okay, cool. Let me run this. I'll just run you through it real quick. During C-19, everything shut down. Gas prices were, you know, where they were, and these oil barons weren't making money because nobody was driving because everything was closed down. So Trump went to, his rich friends went to him and was like, hey, you got to do something about this because we're losing money hand over fist. So Trump went to OPEC and was like, hey, I need you all to cut production of oil. And they said, nope, not going to do that. Why would we do that? And Donald Trump said, well, if you don't actually cut the actual oil production, then we are going to pull military aid from the Middle East. We're not going to actually support you anymore. And so while Trump was out telling people that C-19 was a 2-week thing, right? 2-week thing. It's going to last for 2 weeks. He actually had the OPEC plus deal signed, which was a 2-year deal that actually cut the production of oil, right? So what happened then was, of course, C-19 did not last for 2 years, and the country opened back up. People started driving, and since production had been cut, then there was a shortage of oil. And I'm sorry, caveat, at the same time, while this was happening, Donald Trump empowered Jared Kushner. Do you know who Jared Kushner is, or do you have to look him up in AI source as well?
I remember the name.
Okay, cool. That's his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner, he empowered him to cut a deal that sold off 16 of our oil refineries here in the U.S., including our largest oil refinery down in Texas. And so in combination of actually having OPEC cut oil production and selling off our oil refineries when it was time for the world and the country to open back up, then we didn't have enough gas, right? We didn't have enough oil. So of course, supply and demand, when you have less of something and everybody wants it, what happens to prices, Justin?
Say that question again. I'm sorry.
When you have a finite amount of something and everybody wants it, what happens to the price?
If supply gets cut and demand remains the same or increases, then price increases.
Got it. So we had less oil, we had less gas, we had more people needing it because people were driving, and so prices went up. And so then once they were able to actually rescale production, the OPEC realized, hey, these stupid Americans, they're going to pay these high prices anyway. Why would I lower gas prices? So even though they fixed the actual supply, Donald Trump got them to agree on that 2-year deal, and they would not actually drop the prices. Well, you know, Donald Trump did all of that, had Jared Kushner sell off those oil refineries, and then Joseph Robinette Biden got into office and went back to OPEC and was like, hey, I need you guys to actually drop these prices. And I was like, no, why would we drop these prices? Americans are stupid. They're going to pay for it. And so what Joe Biden actually did was took our oil reserves and flooded the market. Listen, Justin, what happens when you flood the streets? If you put a bunch of said product into the streets and make it easily available, what happens to price then?
Same thing. If supply if demand remains the same and supply increases, then prices drop.
Ooh, yeah. So Joe Biden flooded the market, and when he flooded the market, then prices completely dropped, and OPEC had to actually respond in kind and reduce their overall prices. And then you know what Joe Biden, that old sly fox, did? He went back and bought our exact same amount of oil reserves at a cheaper price. Joe Biden sold the oil reserves, made money, help drop the actual overall cost of oil, and then bought that oil back to replenish our stock. So yes, Donald Trump did multiple things that was harmful to gas prices, and then Joe Biden did multiple things to actually help gas prices. So,
hey, Santana.
Yep.
Santana, which version of Joe Biden was that? Was that Brandon, or was that Sleepy?
Oh no.
Or was that Dementia Joe?
No. That was Dark Brandon. You know that one.
That was Dark Brandon. So Justin, what Santana just laid out to you, sir, is that Joe Biden, he actually worked for the American people, and by flooding the market and then repurchasing that same oil that he flooded it with. Hey, Santana, do you have the stat in front of you? How much money did Joe Biden make for the United States citizens by buying that oil back at a cheaper rate?
I can look it up.
These are real numbers, Justin. We didn't get these numbers from DuckDuckGo or New York Post.
Hey, Justin.
I'm listening. I'm waiting for the number. I'm still here.
I think your AI is done, bro. It's done. Hang it up.
Yeah, and not only that, so it looks like here, and if you want to look this up, it's on the U.S. Department of Energy.gov. In all, he made $16.95 billion by going about that. So by selling our oil reserves and then buying it back at a lower price, he lowered gas prices overall and made the United States $16.95 billion.
Sounds like he was doing his job.
That was some Dark Brandon stuff.
That was.
I call that Crooked Joe, Nutty. Honestly, that's Crooked Joe.
Oh, Cricket Joe? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
flooding the streets with that work.
Yeah, he did.
American people. So, Justin, do you see now who's really helping you?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the charts and I see what you're saying. I'm looking through the negotiations like you taught me to. I'm going through the story.
You said like we taught you to.
No, I said like you're talking to like.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So if there's a correlation here, I'm seeing that the prices of the fuel dropped during COVID. You know,
C19,
January, February,
C19.
I'm sorry, C19. I'll get it. I promise. C19. They plummeted February to March, all the way down to it looks like 70 cents a gallon. Is that right? That's what you're seeing, right? I got that on Trading Economics. I didn't see the other site that you were telling me about.
Yeah, I was referring to the U.S. Department of Energy that breaks down how much it was sold for, the fact that they sold 200 million barrels, and the average price at that time was $74.75 a barrel. So basically $76. And after selling all of those off, or I'm sorry, hold on one second. I apologize. The actual average price was $95, and he sold it at $76, and that's what helped force the actual amount down, and then that's when he bought it back.
The chart you're looking at, is that the petroleum and other liquids page on the U.S. Energy website?
No, I'm looking at if you actually go, it's if you look for Biden-Harris administration makes financial purchase for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, secures 200 million barrels at a good deal for the American taxpayers. That's where you can find that. Let me also read these off real quick because this is backing up. W's in the chat for Jessica, who sent a $2 donation saying another layer of tinfoil hat for Zeus and your hats. Yeah, I hope Zeus had his tinfoil hat on, but Zeus got us back on track. So W for you and W for Zeus. W's in the chat for Christopher, who sent the $3 donation saying, I want Justin to pay for the ibuprofen I'm going to need after this because my next therapy session, good grief. Listen, Christopher, I'm so glad that I saw my therapist yesterday. W's in the chat for Phil, who said, please, I did. Phil said, please inform him on the OPEC Plus deal. All on it, all over it. W's in the chat for Poli-Sci. Poli-Sci sent a $1 donation, said, I know this is Sparring with Santana, but I wish I could come up. This Justin guy doesn't realize that there were former FBI informants who were sentenced to 6 years for falsely alleging Joe and Hunter got $5 million each for Burisma. Yeah, no, again, we've completely debunked that. Yeah, absolutely, Poli-Sci. W's in the chat for Greg, who sent a $2 donation saying, the voice of my grandmothers, Poll Justin. W's in the chat for that. And also W's in the chat for Godzilla, who sent a $19.99 super chat over on YouTube to say Santana facts. 100 fire emojis. We are in here, guys. Thank you. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. This is Sparring with Santana, debates with Trump supporters. We got my good friend Nutty up here. We got Zeus up here. And we got Justin and his AI up here. Justin is using open AI, and computer's not doing too good. Not doing too good.
So Justin, you want to go back? So we've concluded Biden brought down gas prices.
I mean, you're trying to measure
gas prices, bro. We're done with this.
Well, here's the thing, though. You're trying to measure Trump's entire presidency
What
on
do
the
you
COVID
got?
epidemic.
C19.
Damn.
Again. Watch it.
I feel bad. You're trying to measure Trump's entire presidency, or at least his first administration anyway, on C19. And that's hardly fair. Because remember, that's just 1 year.
We're talking about
out
today.
of a 4-year administration, plus what he's doing now, just a few months in.
Well,
right?
I would just
so
say
if you
this.
get into, I mean, you wanted to talk about how did he do it when, how did he do versus the Obama presidency? I mean, Obama definitely drove down oil prices in his second term. The vast majority of oil prices during Trump's first term were lower than Obama's first term and second term.
We know that. We're not saying that's not true. What the point is, gas prices were lower under Democrats. If you want to bring up both Obama's presidency or Biden's presidency and you put Trump in the middle of it, they both had lower gas prices. So you can't keep going around here saying
That's not true.
You brought up an executive order, and then we looked at the numbers, even with this so-called executive order that even if he passed it, they haven't started doing any drilling. He still hasn't gotten lower than Joe Biden. And that is true, according to your open AI. So what is there to debate about this?
Because you're not going on averages. You're just cherry picking specific numbers.
Now we got to do it by averages. Come on, man. Stop it.
Well, like I said, you're cherry picking specific numbers, bro. You're saying, because this is your claim. You're saying, oh, Biden's fuel prices were lower than Trump's, which implies an average, because we're talking about over the course of an entire presidency, right?
No,
or are we just cherry picking numbers and saying, oh, this number's lower than that number, therefore that president was better? Because you're playing both sides here. You're trying to play
when
word
people
games.
talk about gas prices today, we're not talking about averages, bro. We're talking about right here, right now. So you can't even make that claim, because that's what this is all about. Today, right now, our gas prices are not lower than at a point when Biden was in office. So you cannot say Trump brought down the gas prices. So
big fact.
Absolutely,
What's next?
Can, because that executive order means a lot. Like it
It
means a
didn't
lot.
do
Like the
anything. It hasn't
executive
even
order
gone
that
into
Joe
effect.
Biden signed January 2021 that end the Arctic land lease. You see a
what has the
increase
actual
in energy
Justin?
per
What
kilowatt hour
Justin?
on average across the country, and the same thing.
Justin, you're
happened
doing
with
the
fuel
thing
prices.
again, Justin. What you said, this executive order has done something. Zeus has already said that the executive order, which is true. Yes, Trump signed the executive order. Thank you for the cake. Trump signed the executive order, but the actual opening up, quote unquote, landmass agreements, like nothing has actually, there's been nothing yielded from that executive order. It hasn't done anything. If you can't utilize the actual gas or the oil that, the executive order was supposed to actually free up, then how does it do anything?
Well, one, there's nothing that actually states that nothing is actually not happened. So right now, if you look at it, if they're opening up the leases, you're bidding on the land, you're ramping up production.
How
They're ramping up production.
Justin,
places-
stop and think about it, Justin. You're saying that him signing that EO lowered gas prices. I gave you a specific way that Joe Biden lowered gas prices by flooding the market with actual oil. That has not happened yet under Trump. Not saying that it won't, but that has not happened. So if there has not been an additional increase of a product You remember we talked about what happens when, demand goes up and product stays the same, or product increases and demand stays. You remember we did all that, right? So there's been no change in product. So if there's no change in product, how does that decrease the actual cost? W's in the chat for Rick. Rick, thank you so much for sending those galaxies to Nutty and Zeus. So how did it lower the price if there hasn't been more oil? You know what, guys? While Justin types into OpenAI to get an answer, we're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you this. Take your time, Justin.
Well, I'm fact checking you right now because you're saying oil production isn't up right now. And obviously it is if prices are coming down, because it's like you said, with
prices aren't coming down.
Prices are coming down. They came down $10 a barrel since Trump took office.
What is the average gas price? What's the average gas price? What's the average gas price in the month of February?
All right, I'll look it up.
What's the average gas price in the month of February?
I don't know.
Would you like for me to tell you?
Give me the crude oil per barrel price chart. That's what I'm gonna look up for you right now.
No. I would you like? I mean, again, I gave you the place that you can find it, but if you actually go to, if you actually, no. I didn't say January. Nope. I did not say January. I said February. In
February, they were $72. So
what was the
January to February?
Justin, no. Justin, I need you to listen. You said that Donald Jimothy Trump has brought down the price of gas. Zeus specifically said gas prices are higher now than they were when Joe Biden was in office. You are saying that Donald Trump's EO drove down the price of gas.
It's helping drive down the price.
No, that's not what you said. That is not what you said.
Fine.
Now, you said his EO drove down the price of gas. I said, cool. What was the price of gas? What was the average price of gas? Not oil, not cost of the actual barrels of oil. What was the average cost of gas in January? I'm sorry, not in January, in February.
$2.80.
Where are you looking at this?
Justin,
sorry, wrong one.
You're not being
1
honest.
month, 6 month. Give me this.
Because I have it in front of me.
February.
So let me help you, Justin. Justin,
Sure.
let me help you. It was $3.12 per gallon, which reflected a 1.5% increase from January.
Too many fucking windows open here.
You do, and also your open AI is not helping. It's not helping.
I'm on multiple pages. I'm not just, you keep talking about OpenAI. If I need like a specific answer to something and I don't want to peruse through 20 different articles, I'll go to an AI because it can actually give me a more robust answer. But if I
Maybe
need
you should try DeepSeek
or a specific source,
Maybe you should try DeepSeek.
Deep what? DeepSeek?
DeepSeek. That's better.
Is it?
Yeah. But it's also not good for debates. You're oh, you're not good at this. Point being, the actual average of gas is up this month. I'm sorry, up in February versus the last 1, 2, 3 months versus January, December, and November. So the cost of gas is higher in February than it was November, December, and January. So no, Donald Trump's.
You're saying it's $3.25, right? That's what I'm seeing from the EIA.
EIA, 3.247 in February, January 3.196, December 3.139, November 3.175. The time that it was higher than that was, of course, in October. But again, it's not lower than when Donald Trump took office, and you said his executive order is lowering the cost of gas. That's not true.
All right, so if we take COVID out of the mix,
C19 again, dude.
C19
What
out the
is
mix.
okay?
2022 Biden 341, 361, 432, 421, 454, $5.03. The
Okay,
national
I need you to do
average
this.
under,
Slow down for a second,
under
Justin.
Biden in
Justin, slow down for a second, Justin. Zeus,
What's up?
hey Zeus.
Yes, sir.
Maybe he didn't understand your question, right? Maybe he's talking about, and maybe he thought you were talking about averages. Like Zeus, I understood what you were saying. I understood, like, you know, the handoff and how prices have went up since when Joe Biden was in office. Maybe he just didn't get it. Maybe if you ask the question again, that maybe he'll get it. I don't know.
We can try it this way. So according to your sources, you said that there was an average Joe Biden had in 1 month that was actually lower than what Trump is showing us today, right now, right?
I mean, there are definitely some months that were lower under
So
Biden.
what that translates to
now, but what I'm saying is,
wait a second, hold on. Let's
Joe
go back.
Biden's presidency was higher. And
Let's-
wait
wait a second. So what you are demonstrating to me, and I'm not the most oil savvy, I'm not one of these oil baron gurus. That means Biden got it lower without that executive order, right?
Without the land lease?
Yeah.
With a limited land lease problem? Yeah, with a limited land
So
lease.
that's incredible to me, right? Now Trump is in office, and I'm giving you that he's done this land lease executive order. What's the excuse? He should be at Biden's lowest point or lower, and it's not there.
With Trump's lowest, I mean, and not accounting for COVID, Trump's
C19. Okay, Justin. Wait, no, Justin. I need you to stop again. TikTok friendly language. Bro, listen. If you do it again, I have to drop you. Like, just chill for a second. It's TikTok friendly language.
It's a hard habit to get into.
I know. Just stay on mute for just half a second. Let's reset. Guys. There's 1.1 thousand of us hanging out here. Guys, tap the screen, tap the screen, share the live. I'm gonna reset this daily gift goal. If we can knock this out, this will help push us out so we can get more people in here to have these debates. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Guys, we are up here. I have Nutty up on the panel with me. I have Zeus up on the panel with me. Let's make sure that we are taking care of both of them. Make sure that we are gifting Nutty and Zeus. Let's make sure that we're taking care of them while they're up on the panel, going through these exercises of futility, I guess. I don't know. Make sure we're taking care of them while they're on the panel. Also, guys, I know Nutty's Cash App is in the poll. I'm pretty sure Zeus pay links are in the link tree in his bio. Show them some love. Make sure we're hitting both of their actual pay links as well while they're hanging out with us. And also, let's see, guys, W's in the chat for Phil. Phil sent a $1 donation saying in 2008, the barrel price was $150 and the average cost at the pump was $4 a gallon. So why, if the barrel cost is $72 now, is it not like $1.19 cents? The barrel price does not necessarily reflect the gallon price. You're absolutely right about that, Phil. We absolutely know that. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Jinx. Jinx sent a $1 donation saying, I just like Justin to think I just like to tell Justin, I think it's very woke of him to have his PFP be a bisexual flag colors. Love from the LGBTQIA plus community. Absolutely. W's in the chat for Jinx. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And even on YouTube, we can do super chats. All right. Now,
Santana,
Justin,
Santana, Santana, you speak fast, brother. But your mods want me to give an ask. Let's get this live up to over 300,000. So that's the next goal. Let's get to 300,000, and then from there, let's get 350, and let's keep it climbing. Go ahead, Santana.
No, you're good. Tap the screen. Justin, do you have the saying down? Like, are we good now? You understand TikTok friendly language, C19, all those good things.
It's a hard habit to get into.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's really hard. But I'm kind of winding down here. But I want to leave you with these two things, right?
You mean spiraling?
So The average fuel price under Donald Trump administration was $2.57, and the lowest price was $1.93. All right. And under Joe Biden, it was $3.55, with the lowest price of, it looks like $2.42, which is the price that Donald Trump handed off to him. So, I mean, you can nitpick, you can cherry pick all you want. You can talk about COVID this, COVID that, OPEC.
C-19. Okay.
Donald
All right.
Trump
Yeah.
won.
We're just going to, you did that on purpose. You spiraled out on purpose. You literally did that on purpose. I sat here, we had a whole freaking reset. And I literally told you that if you did it again, I was going to have to kick you. You absolutely did it again. You absolutely did it again. And you did it on purpose. You did it on purpose. Go ahead.
You're absolutely correct. He did. Because you debunked him, you embarrassed him. That's what you did. That was his exit. That was his way out when you said, if you do it again, I'm going to kick you.
Yeah.
That was his way out.
He knew it. He absolutely knew it. He absolutely knew it. That was the point that Zeus was trying to make as well, Nutty, is like, you can talk about averages, and yes, we can talk about averages, but for the everyday American, and that's why Zeus is like, let's talk about let's just have an actual conversation in the real world, right? Most people don't say, well, you know, the average cost was da 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 da. They say, no, the cost right now is da 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 da. And that was the point. Like, that was the whole point. So I don't know, guys. Let's keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 300,000 likes. Also, again, if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. I see there was a guy, who is it? Rattlers. I sent you an invite. Rattlers, because you were saying that you were talking trash in the comments. Get in the box. Get in the box. Trump supporters, get in the box. I don't think they'll go. Listen, I know it's normally intimidating anyway, but like now it's super intimidating. So I know for a fact that there's not a Trump supporter out there that has the cojones to get in the box. Not one. Absolutely not one Trump supporter. Absolutely not one. W's in the chat for Thomas. Thomas sent a $1 donation saying gas is going down now. It's because of Kazakhstan, not Trump. Yeah. W's in the chat as well for Rhea, who sent a $2 super chat over. Oh, that's Daisy. What up, Daisy? Daisy sent a $2 super chat over on YouTube to say brain cell share because of Justin. I'm hold on. Oh, you said losing brain cells because of Justin. Listen, if you're gonna come and debate, like really, seriously, do better than open AI. Like, that was the wildest thing ever. I have never been in a situation where one, someone's trying to debate using open AI, but two, doesn't actually know the information and is looking for a synopsis to actually give him the information for him to read back to actually debate. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Rattler, why'd you you decline my request? I'm sending you another one. Get in the box, Rattler. What's happening?
You would think that with all of this so-called mandate talk that Trump has been talking, and you got him and Elon. I mean, these two are like the powerhouse of success, right? You would think these people would have a lot more to brag about. I just don't get why they are so quiet.
Yeah.
And every excuse they got to justify the stuff Trump does, they always say, well, Biden did this or Obama did that. Nothing original comes from these people. It's an embarrassment as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no, I mean, it absolutely happens. And again, I would think, if I was winning, then I would want to, high step in the end zone. That's just me. Is it Ez, or how do I say your username, friend?
SZ, sir. SZ.
SZ, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I just want to say I love your show. Zeus, I love your show. And I want to say is that I've noticed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We appreciate the love. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is not Late Nights with Santana. This is Sparring with Santana. We are only talking to Trump supporters. Please respect the boundaries. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. If you're someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Get in the box. If you are a friendly, do all the wonderful things, right? Tap the screen, share the live, gift the panel, hit their pay links. You can do all the wonderful things, but only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are looking for debates with Trump supporters. We thought that we had someone that was brave enough to be a Trump supporter. We didn't. We just had a smart guy come up and he actually wanted to just talk for a moment, which we appreciate you. We do. I wasn't trying to be rude, friend. But we are just looking for some Trump supporters because we understand that Donald Trump is a deal-making president, right? And I just need a Trump supporter to get in the box and tell me what has been Donald Trump's best deal. I think I'm a little bit confused. I don't know. I think it's me. But with that being said, Trump supporters get in the box. They're nutty. Zeus, I think they're just too scared. I don't think they'll do it.
Well, what about this Alien Enemies Act thing that he did today? Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Did you already cover that?
Yeah, we talked about it some, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it because I know why he's doing it. And, you know.
I mean, if he's having so much success with mass deportations, why does he need to go this route, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just, to me, confirms that the mass deportations aren't as successful as they have been. So he needs to find another way to try to round up a lot more people.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to be obsessed with just denying people their due process, their rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to look at people and say, oh, well, the law says I can, do whatever I want to you, and skirt around, all of the rights we citizens of this country have. And, this is the danger. And as far as I'm concerned, this is what weaponizing the DOJ really looks like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the thing that I realize is that Donald Trump knows that with mass deportation, it's never been about quote unquote undocumented immigrants. It's always been about removing people from the country, no matter if you're here legally or quote unquote illegally, right? It's always been about getting people out of the country. And with doing this, and then also with passing gosh, I wish I could remember exactly what the name of the bill is, but it's the Lake and Raleigh Act or whatever. But the reason they're doing this is that way they can target specific people that they want out of the country, and they can get them out of the country without due process. Like that's all it is. And it's all about preserving what they have as their idea of a country instead of actually respecting anyone's rights. And that's a problem.
So here's another, going back to what Zeus said about the Aliens Enemies Act.
Mm-hmm.
He literally went back over 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
That law was what, from 1758.
1758.
So, but I'm happy to know that a judge did block it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy what this man is. It's crazy what this man is doing.
Yeah. I don't know. They blocked it before. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Natty.
Efficiency. Yeah, I'm just saying you want government efficiency, but yet you're putting all these millions and billions of dollars into reopening Guantanamo.
Mm-hmm.
And for what?
Well, and even that, I mean, they're reopening Guantanamo and saying that they're going to put 30,000 people in there where they can't even do it, right? This has been the interesting thing, right? And this goes back to what Zeus was just saying, but like Donald Trump has been so inefficient as far as everything that he's done, whether it's him trying to deport people, whether it's the fact that he's participating in catch and release because ICE is actually getting people and then having to release them back into the country, whether it's actually sending U.S. citizens to Guantanamo or deporting U.S. citizens. Like, it's been the most inefficient government process that I've seen in a long time. And it's the antithesis.
Antithesis.
Yes.
I knew what you were trying to say, brother.
Sometimes I get tongue tied.
Yes.
Of the Trump administration.
Don't get tongue tied now. That means you're not smart and you have dementia.
No, listen. I'm telling you, I don't understand how anyone can actually justify the things that the things that Donald Trump says while vilifying the things that Joe Biden says. It makes no sense. Or how anyone can say, oh, Kamala Harris couldn't speak. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know, guys. I think though we might have to call it because I think we ran out of gas with these Trump supporters. I feel like they're scared and they're not going to come up. They're not going to come up.
Well, That's fine because I, I get to the same point, and I think this is a good thing for the Democrats because they're running around here saying the Democrats are imploding on themselves. We got this, and they think this is going to be a smooth ride. But they know that's not true because if it really was, they would be able to get up here and say, "Look at how Donald Trump is really delivering to the American people." They know it's a failure.
They do. They do. They absolutely do. And I mean, even more than that, it's the simple fact that now things are starting to reach them and they can no longer actually deny it. Because if things are affecting other people and not them, then they can deny it. But if it's things that are actually starting to impact them, then they can no longer deny it. And that's why you see all of these Republicans no longer having town halls, because now with those town halls, their constituents are turning on them. And when they turn it back on them, they're like, uh-oh. So like they realize how much they've messed up and they're scared to admit it, but they're mad and they're finally feeling it. And now they care because now it's touching them, not just the other people around them.
That part.
So,
all right, then. Well, listen, I'll catch y'all gentlemen out here in these TikTok streets.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Zeus.
All right,
I appreciate you, Nutty.
Everyone. Seriously, take care.
Thank you, fellas.
Thanks for letting me up, Santana. Hey, chat, thank you for getting Santana over 300K. Thank you for that. Keep hitting his Cash App. Keep supporting this channel because we need more channels like this. So appreciate you, brother. I appreciate what you do, and you have a good weekend.
Absolutely. You as well, Nutty. Feel free to come back. This was fun.
Yes, sir. Well, there's a lot of times I'll just stalk the comments and I don't say anything because I know you want opposition, but I enjoy it.
This was a lot of fun. Every once in a while, I definitely like to have other people up on the panel with me, especially when we're going in circles, because sometimes they don't need to hear my voice, they need to hear someone else. So
yeah. All right, take care, man.
Yep, have a good one, guys. W's in the chat for Eileen. Eileen sent a $5 donation saying, "Love your show, keep the torch burning." You know it. Thank you so much, Eileen. W's in the chat for you. W's in the chat for Cara, who sent a $10 donation saying, "Thank you for all you do. Happy that I found you live. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you found it as well. Thank you so much." W's in the chat for Daisy. Daisy sent a $2 super chat and said, "Again, would love to join you and debate with you." Yeah, maybe sometime. Normally, with sparring, I don't really have friendlies like that. But W's in the chat for you. Thank you so much for that actual super chat. Listen, I remember you brought some heat, so I might actually have to get you in here at some point. Nutty.
Hey, I just want to say, as soon as I logged out, I got the notifications to Kabira and Maddie. Thank you for sending me the Cash App. I appreciate you.
W's in the chat for Kabira and Maddie.
Kabira sent 20 and Maddie sent 5. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I was hoping that's what it was.
Yeah, I wanted to come back and acknowledge that because people don't have to do it, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nutty. I appreciate you. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Christopher, who sent a $5 donation saying, "Thanks for fostering a positive community. No other place I'd rather be. Love you, my dog." Listen, Christopher, you know how much I love you more. You're absolutely awesome. And I'm just happy that you feel like this is a place that you want to be a part of. That really means a lot to me. Like that absolutely does. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Gloria. Gloria sent a $5 donation as well. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, Gloria. You are absolutely far too kind. Thank you. All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. I might go hop on. I see Parker's live. We might go get on with Parker. I might go join Parker, or at the very least, I might debate more later. Anyway, guys. Yeah, let's go raid Parker. Why not? Santana raid. Let's get over there, everybody. Let's go raid Parker. He's on, which account is he on? He's on his He's on his, I don't know, he's live. Anyway, let's go raid Parker. Let's do a Santana raid over to Parker. I will see you guys there. I love you all. Hit this quick outro.
Price emotional stability. I sound